Greetings, Patrick here. Have Cheetah will view, and welcome to the live stream. So, this was not quite last minute. I planned on doing this yesterday. I saw a post on Facebook from our good friend Gory, and she had mentioned that they had just moved and they were settling into the new place, and then the person who they rent her from suddenly decided to have a change of heart and sell the place. And they spent a lot of money getting there, setting up first and last month and all that stuff. I don't even think they're 2 months. And The person came up there and says, "Yeah, well, I'm going to take my house back." So they are out a lot of money to move. So that drained their resources. So now they need some help. So I thought, well, they're very nice people. They do a lot of good for the community. Um, uh, they do the Ahhhh Scares. Um, and Gory was on Sunday nights before they had to move, and she was doing Sunday night shows, and she also was promoting books and reading, which is always a plus for me. Um, and I just they're just generally really nice people. I mean, Danny is he's a professional wrestler. He also was the official first participant in Clash of the Titans. Helped me get up that off the ground. And they've always been super nice and super supportive to everybody. Everybody they've been really nice to. I can't think of a single person who doesn't like who doesn't like them. I really don't. They've done nothing but been nice to everybody. So I just felt like, you know what, I got a little bit of a platform. I'm not really doing anything. Um, this could be considered a pink hat mission. Pink hat mission is where I go out there and do something completely selfless. I'm not getting anything out of this. I just want to help my friends out. So um, I put the description box and the link to their GoFundMe in the description box below, so you can go there and check that out. Um, they need our help, that's for sure. And I put Gory. Gory wrote the when you do the GoFundMe, you write out what you need it for and the circumstances behind it. So what I did was I just went ahead and custom cut and paste that in the description box. So if you want to know everything what we're doing here, what's happening, uh, there you go. And the link to the GoFundMe is also there as well. So um, of course, sharing out would also help out a lot too. So anything you could do to do that. We are just going to talk. We're going to talk. We're going to go ahead and we're going to talk until I have no voice left. Because I don't really have anything planned. Um, I really don't have any plan till Sunday. Um, I hadn't planned on anything happening, but we got word from our good friend Ben and Mary Wilson that they wanted to do the ISC show this month because we didn't get to do that last month. We had There was no Ben and no Haas, um, and but Ben's into it this week, and I believe Haas will be here too because he's got to take over next month. He's hosting next month, so and I cannot wait to see what he's bringing to the party. Um, we've had some we've actually gave some traction on our little tiny show. I look at the stats all the time, and I'm really proud to say that sorry, Knight and Coriander, but Bound of Vengeance has finally caught the Human Centipede as far as our most watched ISC show. Uh, I didn't think that would ever happen because the Centipede is mighty, and Coriander picked that out for us to watch and talk about. and I never thought it would ever get past. It was at 1,200 strong, and I still push it. I still push it because I think it was a great show. I think our discussion about the human centipede was fantastic. Um, Bounds of Vengeance is a whole different animal, and I gotta give an assist to Haas because he's the one that got me thinking about it when he did The Den, which is a fantastic film too. Hi Sue, how are you? How are you? Hopefully you're doing well. I am reading now for sure. I am in my read mode. I have read a lot of books already, more than I did last year. I am actually in a David Balducci mode, and I picked up a lot of his series from the library, and I'm digging it. He's a great writer. So right now, I am reading the Atlee Pine series, um, and having a lot of fun doing that. Back to the IFC show. So Haas picked out the Den. That's still getting some views. Glad to see it moving up the chart, so to speak. Um, and so when I saw that and I saw the movie, and I'm going like, we could. There's a sequel here. In fact, there's two spiritual sequels. The first one was Bound to Vengeance, which is just a fantastic film. That is a That's an amazing film. It's one of my very favorite IFC films, I gotta tell you. Um, and then the movie Christie, which I thought very much fit in the vein of Bound to Vengeance and The Den as well. Not an IFC film, but still a spiritual sequel. So, so we were supposed to do The Devil's Gate last month, but like I said, Ben was with family, and Haas has been having tech problems. Hopefully, he's got that fixed by now because I know how that is. Um, so hopefully, he'll be back here on Sunday, and we'll find out what's happening for next month. If for some reason that doesn't happen, we'll just go ahead and give it to Ben and let Ben take care of it, and then we'll move Haas back another month. Um, keep the party going strong, right? Because I had no plan on coming and doing it this month. I thought I'd be over with my streaming as soon as I finished my last interview. But then that came aboard, and then this happened, and I had one other show scheduled, and that's on the 27th, and I'm going to go on Video Tasty's channel, and he and I will be discussing the 13th Warrior. Um, yes, I just got done not that long ago doing the 13th Warrior. Me and the Nat, from the Midnight Society, JT. Um, we did a Clash of the Titans. And he did Last of the Mohicans, and I did the 13th Warrior. Great, great show, definitely fun to talk about. And so I've been working hard on that, on the Clash of the Titans. And lo and behold, we're going to be doing a doubleheader in June. That's right, we're doing a doubleheader. I'm going to be battling our good friend Pugwall, uh, our the best of the worst movies that we have in our collections. Shouldn't be too hard to figure out which movie I'll be bringing to the party. Actually, there was two. I had two I had in mind. Two I had in mind. Says, what can I bring here to the party? That just like the two worst movies I have in my collection. Well, I went with the obvious one. And if anybody's ever watched my channel at all, no, and I'll tell you right now, it's not Hereditary. It's not Hereditary. I was tempted. I was tempted, but it's just way too easy of a target, right? I mean, it's like that's like going out there and throwing a rock at a side of a cruise ship. It's like you're gonna hit it. There's no surprise or suspense there, right? So the movie that he and I that he and I will be talking about, man, I'm telling you, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. We'll be working on getting the banners up and running for that. and I'll be making a I'll be making a banner here um, to see the movies that me and Pugwall will be battling out. But thank God that we have a chance to recover, come back later that day, and I'm so excited for the second one because this is gonna be like one of my dream matchups here. So it involves the return of a good friend, very much missed in the community. I mean, I miss him a lot. I miss him a lot, and hopefully maybe this will spark some interest and he'll come back once in a while and say hi. I miss his haul videos. I just miss him talking about film. But our good friend John from Platex 2 is going to come over for Clash of the Titans and do one that I've been wanting to do for a long, long, long time. Hell, even before the Clash of the Titans was actually created. And we're going to be talking about our favorite golden age actresses. Anybody knows John knows that he absolutely loves Jean Arthur, a tremendous actress from the 20s, 30s, 40s. And I'll be bringing to the party my favorite redhead from the time. I'll be bringing Myrna Loy to the party. She is the star of the Thin Man series, along with William Powell and Asta. I'm not sure which movie I'll be showcasing, but it'll definitely be with Myrna Loy. And we'll be doing the Clash of the Titans. And I gotta say, I got inspired by that to reach out to John through Miranda. And she had done a unboxing from John. And I said, you know what? Let me go over there and see if he'll, maybe I could coax him out a little bit. He's still active behind behind the scenes, so maybe, because he shut down his YouTube channel. I mean, not took it off, but he put it on sleep. And so he can come back anytime he wants to. It just matter what if and when he does, which I hope he does. I'm hoping that this battle of Clash of Titans will spur him to come on out and say hi, because we talked behind off camera. We've talked about our love of black and white films, and that's the one thing that Miranda said that John had done for her was to help her appreciate the black and white films. And I love black and white films. I do a lot of reviews of black and white films. Um, I just scored a box set from Kino Lorber from the library that features 4 silent films. So they're my first silent films I've got in my collection, and I'm looking forward to watching them and talking about them. Um, okay, we see we got 2 people in here. Sue said hello. I hope she's still here. I know this will take a little bit of time to generate people to come in and say hi. I have not done these type of live streams, these pop-ups. I have not done them in such a long time that I people probably don't even remember that I used to do this. I mean, it's been probably God, I can't remember. Well, I think the last time we did something like this, we did this for our friend Josh Hobbs. We did this for Hobbs, and as far as that goes. So, but yeah, we're back here doing this. We're helping our friends Gory and Gory and Danny and their orange cat and Caden, beautiful cat. Um, and so we're here to help them out. We're going to be here for a while. Um, I did do a dollar theater. Okay, dollar theater. Yeah, yeah. Going to talk a little bit about that. Um, well, Dollar Theater, we posted our 2 new videos went up this week. On Monday, we posted our review of Rodan. I'd done a watch party with Mighty Casey from Interweb Kaiju. We watched Rodan together, and and then we went ahead and I went ahead and made that my review for Dollar Theater because I found my copy at the library. For a mere quarter. And I got a Sony copy of the movie, which means the print was really really good. I mean, the quality of the picture was great. and I have not seen Rodan in a long time, and so it was, man, it took me way back, back to when I was growing up, and Channel 5 in LA, KTLA, they used to show the kaiju movies. They used to do Monster Movie Week, and they had a TV host named Tom Patton, I think his name was, or Dick Patton, one of those two. Tom Hatton, that's what it was, Tom Hatton, and he would show the Godzilla movies, and and then come back in between, between commercials, and talk about them. Of course, he had to do that because they had like a 2-hour window to fill out, and and so a lot of those movies were like 90 minutes or even less. So he had a lot of time to talk, and but he used to get out there and give us facts about the different movies and what have you. Our local channel, another our ABC channel was channel 7, KABC channel 7, and they used to show Godzilla Week on the 3:30 movie. They used to have 3:30 till 5. They would run a movie on the afternoon, and so whenever we saw Godzilla Week, we all would be dashing home from school, and be in front of the TV watching Godzilla versus King Kong for the 20th time. We It didn't matter. Like, they could run God's the same 5 movies. Like, it's like sort of like people watching Bloodsport. I mean, like, I remember seeing Bloodsport on Versus, and they ran that son of a bitch to the ground. They would show that. It's like the only movie they could show on the channel was Bloodsport. I mean, it was so bad, they would run it 8 to 10, have an hour-long show, or 2 half-hour shows, then come back and do Bloodsport all over again. So they would run the Godzilla movies quite a bit because people watched them. And we watched them, and Rodan was one of the movies that they used to show out, um, and along as KTLA used to do as well. So that's probably when I last saw Rodan. That's probably when I saw the last last time I saw it, um, up until now. So that was a lot of fun to watch, to do a watch along with Marty Casey, and then came back and review it. And it's on Dollar Tree, on not Dollar Tree, Dollar Theater. No, no, Dollar Tree does not do movies anymore, kids. Um, Big Lots still does. I found that out. Big Lots, they're back up and running. The movies seem to be priced a little higher than they did before. I did notice that. I saw a couple of haul videos, and the prices for Big Lot movies seem to be spiking up a little bit. But glad to have them back. But Dollar Tree has they don't do movies. I check every time I go to Dollar Tree, which will be tomorrow. But I don't see any movies there. But so it's just Dollar Theater. Uh, so and then we did our show today, our movie today in Dollar Theater, the Voters Edition, where you guys vote for the movies um, that I put on my community tab, and then you guys come over and vote which one you want me and the Cheetah to watch. And last week, you guys voted for us to watch a movie called Teeth. And so we did. We watched it last night and reviewed it. Um, That's a banger of a movie. I really like that movie quite a bit. I like that a lot, actually. I had never seen it before. Um, and very, very pleased with it. I thought it was great. Um, I thought the young lady who played the lead, um, Jess Wexler, man, I think if you put her and Heather Graham side by side, I think people would think that they were sisters. Very much the same, sort of like the same look, and their acting sort of like the same as well. Um, but it was really fun movie. I didn't know what to expect in it. It said dimensions, extreme horror, and it's like, what's so extreme about this? I mean, they had some, they had some obvious. They had an obvious, some couple of visuals, but it wasn't bad at all. It wasn't extreme at all. It was funny in parts. A little tragic, a little sad, but overall, I was very much entertained. It is a body horror film, so there's that, and considering that body horror is being talked about a lot, with the substance, and all. Um, but back there in 2007, they were bringing the noise back then. Uh, but of course, a movie like that would never get the same acclaim as far as like all the major awards. Even though it did win some awards, it did win some awards for the acting and best picture, and at some festivals, but nowhere near what we got with the substance. Um, and it didn't make any money either. At least not at the theater. I think this probably did pretty well on cable when it came out. I do remember hearing about it. Um, I think it probably did really well on cable and probably did pretty decently well for as far as sales go. It's an interesting movie. So we picked that, and that we're running that now. I don't know how many I don't know how many males, people who follow me that are males. I'm not really sure how many of you guys actually go and watch that review. Considering the subject matter, but I do hope that you'll go over and support it. Uh, Women, I think you guys are probably we going like hell to the yes, because it's all about women empowerment. That's for sure. And like I said, I enjoyed the hell out of it. I thought it was great. So we had been over there in horror for a couple of weeks. Hey, there he is. I just was talking about Gareth. Gareth just walked through the door, and me and him will be hooking up on the 27th at 4 p.m. Eastern time here on his channel, and he and I will be talking about the 13th Warrior. Super glad to do it too. Love that movie a lot, a lot. That's one of my favorite movies. Probably my favorite Antonio Banderas movie, to tell you the truth. Um, right ahead of Shrek 2, of course. Um, yeah, I said Shrek 2 because he's fantastic in that. And yeah, me too. Me too. I'm glad. We're gonna chop it up. That's for sure. And then yeah, we yep, definitely. Um, now that you're here, now I can actually talk you up again. You had actress Jessa Flux on your show. You interviewed Jessa, and I gotta say that was one of the sweetest interviews I've ever seen. Um, I was in. I mean, we are all just totally enchanted with Jessa. Um, what a fun interview that was, and an easy one as a host. I mean, you could not have asked for a better guest. You just ask her a question and then sit back and just watch, because she's going to talk about like 20 subjects all at once while she's answering. Yes, she is a very and you know what? You got to interview the other one. Yeah, there's two other girls that you could interview. You got to interview Morgan Malam Thompson. You got to interview her. I mean, she's tremendous. She's very sweet as well. One of my very favorites. And that's I would highly recommend that. Yeah, and yeah, she was lovely as well. And yeah, actually, she's out there. Her and her husband. I was just talking about that too. Yeah, Morgan, her family were driving back from a convention and got into an accident. Who do you got coming up, interview wise, Gareth? You got anybody coming up that you want to mention? Might as well throw a name or two out there. Um, And what I really like about Just a Flux is, which is really cool, and I've known this. In fact, this is what I asked Gareth when he told me this. I had asked Jess, when I first started doing 8 questions with, I had actually approached her and asked her for an interview. She does interviews, but she wants you to donate money to a college, to music, to arts, to the arts. Um, when I talked to her, she asked for a $25 donation to, I believe it was the University of Louisville, to the music department. That's what she asked. She didn't ask to get paid. She just asked that you donate $25 to the University of Louisville music department. And so when, flash forward to now, and when Garrett said that, he had gotten her on the show, I asked him. I said, "Did she ask you to donate money to a cause?" And he goes, "Yes." And she's been consistent with that throughout her career. She's that the first time I talked to her to when I talked to Gareth, 2 years, 2 years. So I've known, and every time she's done her interview, she's always asked the person who's chatted with her to make that donation. And I thought that's cool as hell. And like Gareth says, she's very lovely. She's a very nice young lady. Um, hey, Mike. All right. Hanging out over at Mike's place yesterday. That was a lot of fun yesterday. Um, we talked about a lot of various subjects. Um, yeah, that was cool as hell. Talked classic westerns and Arnold movies. Just talking to physical media man was Joe was Mike's guest on his show yesterday, and it was a lot of fun. The chat was very, very lively. Always good to have a lively chat back and forth. And you got a good chat when you have a hard time keeping up with it. A few on the line, but nothing yet set. Yes, I will say that our guest next month will be including our guest next month will be including the return of Adam Marcus. Adam Marcus will be coming back next month to hang out with us, me and most likely, hey, internet, it's Eric. He is tentatively scheduled to come out there and hang out with us. And it'll be me, and I'm not sure who else. Yeah. Uh, Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I mean, Mr. Dan's he's a great community. He gets a lot of things going when he's in there. Um, I like to talk too. If there's a good chat going on, I'm a chatterbox. I'll be sitting in there just talking away. Especially if it's something like that's why I walked in. I'm going like, are we talking classic westerns? Because I'm ready to talk about that. Um, and then we talked about Joe's Herbie the Love Bug. that that was fun. Um, that was fun as well. And both of you guys had killer collections, by the way, too. You guys definitely were Kino Lorber fans. I noticed that. I noticed that you guys were talking about Kino Lorber a lot, and which is really interesting because that's actually the one boutique label that I have been getting the most of from my library trips. I have gotten a lot of Kino Lorber from my library, including my recent acquisition, which was a 4 film set of German silent films, um, and which we'll be talking about on Dollar Theater sooner than later. Um, those are my first 4 silent films I've gotten in my collection, and yeah, I noticed you guys were showing off the Kino Lorber. Uh, that's a that might be the hottest boutique right now. Tell you the truth, I know they do. I know they sell a lot of stuff on Hamilton Book. It seems like a lot of people I know are talking about Kino Lorber. I know that they distribute. two of my favorite two of my favorites. They partnered up with Cinephobia releasing, and which is tremendous. And they also acquired Art Exploitation, and they sell Art Exploitation's back catalog and Cinephobias. So they're on fire as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, that was a good chat. That was a lot of fun. So today, what we're here talking about is our good friends Gory B Movie and Danny Knightmare, who are tremendous assets to our horror community. They got themselves a bit of a pickle. They moved into a new house and paid the first and last and a month's rent and security deposit. It takes money to move. They hired a truck to move their stuff, and they moved into this house. And I like I said, I don't even think they've been there for 2 months, maybe three, maybe. Um, and all of a sudden, the owner of the house um suddenly said that he needed it back. Personally, I don't understand how that works out. Um, I don't understand how that works. I mean, I think it's like unless a month to month was actually written down, saying you can rent it from month to month. Unless that was actually written down, I think once you move into a house like that, I think it's I think it's the same as in like an apartment building. You sign like a year's lease, right? You sign a year's lease to stay at the house. Um, and if I'm not mistaken, I'm sure that's probably what happened with those two. But the person who rented them the house suddenly wanted the house, and now they're out a lot of money. They just got there. They basically spent their money to move, and to suddenly have to move again and to get those funds back. That's very hard. That's very hard. So we're just here right now to do our best to talk about Gory and Danny. Like I said, Gory from Gory B Movie. Danny might know him from Horror Addicts. Um, they also do. Gory does her live stream on review of scary books, and Danny and Gory also do the Oscars every year during Oscar time, and that's they invite people from community. Me and the Cheetah, we were there. Not last year, but the year before. We teamed up with Monty G, and we talked about our horror films there. We did a category. Um, but it's tremendous. They're also friends with Joe Bob Briggs and his lovely friend Diana, and they're friends with them. And in fact, they just got done doing a convention where Gory and Danny were interviewing them. Um, in fact, they actually Gory dressed up like Joe Bob, and Danny dressed up like Diana, and they went and interviewed him. So and then like I said, they have appeared on Danny's channel and Gory's for the Oscars. Diana did. Um, so and they're very giving people. They support everybody in the community. Um, they really do. They may not pop up in every live stream, but they're here. They're watching. They know what's going on. They keep an eye on. They lurk a little bit because they're especially recently because they're moving and have work and all that. But let me tell you, they're two people I know that are always there in the chat. Um, I talk to them off camera, and and they'll mention something they saw on somebody's channel. Hey, Betty Jean, how are you? How are you? And I got the good news that you're coming back. Uh, I guess you and Olivia will be making will be going will be coming back soon. Soon. That's right. It'll be good to see you and Olivia. Uh, making a return. after enjoying your gosh, you've been off for what, 6 months now? 5 months, 5 or 6 months. I'm sure you'll be coming back full of vim and vinegar. Yes. That'll be good. I'm looking forward to it. We all are. 6 months. So your battery is totally charged. You'll be like a little drag racer out there. You'll be running. You'll be running a 10-second mile. I owe you a 10-second car. 10 seconds car. We're doing okay. We're doing this as a pop up. We're trying to help our friends, Gory and Danny. If you go to the description box below, they're running a GoFundMe to help themselves move to a new house. They had recently moved in to a house, and then the owner of the house decided that he needed his house back. So they just spent all their money moving into the new house. Now they don't have any now that now they're low again, to do it, to move again. Both of them work. That's not the issue. The issue, it takes time to build up the funds in order to do a move. I mean, it's like a couple of, sheesh, in today's world, it's like a couple of grand just to move into a house. And that's just insane. Um, so that's what happened. They spent their money to move into the new house, and now they before they have a chance to rebuild their money, for plus they got to live. They have responsibilities. They have to pay their bills, their insurance, all that good jazz, and then being asked to come up with money again to move after only 3 months. That'd be tough on anybody. Coffee for everybody. Yeah, it is insane. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't get into the nuts and bolts of it. Um, but I'm just, as far as like, wow, I mean, if you signed a lease, to rent the house for a year and then you come back to take the house, I mean, don't they got to have some sort of legal recourse? Like, you moved in good faith. You not and I'm sorry, but you're gonna tell me all of a sudden after only 3 months that all of a sudden you need the house back? No, you needed that house back before then, and you were just trying to get some fast money. I think that's probably that's what it smacks like. That's what it sounds like. Sounds like the guy had no intentions. I wonder if he's done this before to other people, which would be worth investigating. Um, and it's yeah, no, it isn't right. Um, and yeah, it's starting to, they're not mentioning the recession, but that's really what it is. The tariff wars that's going on, reading about how grocery prices are going to be going up here in a minute. Yeah, I'm going shopping tomorrow. I'm not, I got a list and I'm going to do my best to fill it. To me, it's like it's the recession all over again with the tariffs. Just to buy basic food items, it's a lot of money. Yeah, it isn't right. So, but that's what we're doing today. And everything in the description box, anything that you can do to help out is awesome. They definitely will appreciate it. They will be doing a live stream themselves on Monday. On Monday, they'll be doing a live stream themselves. So we'll hear from them, as far as that goes. Whoops. I don't think I did that right. Oh, let's see. Yeah, there we go. That's what I was looking for. So, so right now we're just looking for anything that anybody can do. Anything anybody can do to help out. would be appreciated. You know, nothing is too small. If it's $5, $10, $20, whatever you can do, whatever you can, and if you're not in a situation where you could donate, because a lot of people aren't, if you could just share us out, that would be very helpful. Um, and so we'll get some fresh faces in the chat, and just keep this party going. And while we're doing that, I will show off the 4 movies that you guys will be voting for this week. I have not put them out on my community tab, but I will. But I grabbed 4 films because the Dollar Theater Voters Edition. We put up the movies every week. There's 4 movies that go up, and then you guys vote on them. You vote to see which one that me and the Cheetah will watch and review. And we try to do themes for our picks. I mean, once in a while we'll throw 4 random movies out there, but right now we're trying to do more themes. And we did a couple of I think we did 2 horror back to back. Let me find that out. I'll drop the playlist down in there. You guys can check that out. The movies that we have done. Let's see. I know people crack up when they see the list. When you hit the playlist, right, and the one picture that looks back at you is Steven Seagal. Steve never fails to make me laugh. I'm going like, it is his best movie. So and there is that. I mean, it is Under Siege, but the fact that I had a Steven Seagal movie, and it's like the most popular one of Dollar Theater, the Voters Edition, just cracks me up. I keep on thinking, well, hey Jamie Hart, how are you? How are you? What am I getting at the grocery store? I'm getting chicken. I'm going to be getting chicken. That's supposed to be going up. I'm going to get some fish sticks. I'm going to get some frozen vegetables. I'm going to get some cans of soup. I'm going to get some coffee cream. I might just freeze one. I might just freeze a couple of those creamers. And then when I need it, I'll bring it out to defrost it. Rice, of course. Vegetables. I mean, I'll probably pick up another bag of. I'm probably have to pick up another bag of cat food for Paladin. Yeah, it sucks. It really sucks. My belt is already pinched as it is. So I'm just like, wow, already. So, but yeah, I got to go back out there before they raise the prices. Here is the playlist for Dollar Theater, the Voters Edition. I'll drop it in here. See, oh, no doubt, right? No doubt. It's in the upper 40s here today, Jamie, here in Michigan. When I woke up, it was like 44 degrees. Paladin was underneath the blanket when I woke up, and I know he's confused. It's supposed to be warm up too. So there is our playlist right there for Dollar Theater. Yes. Yeah, definitely do that, Betty J. For sure. I well, even if it doesn't warm up, your birthday still will be hot. You got any plans for your birthday? Is your husband kidnapping you and taking you away for a weekend? Yeah, they we're supposed to get a slight warm up. It's supposed to be going up to like 65 next week, right? And it's been a wet summer too. It's definitely been a wet summer. And it's 100 degrees already in Florida. Wow, that's crazy. See, the only plans she has is to eat cheesecake. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's a good thing to do. And hopefully, are you coming on? Are you still going to be starting your show up soon on Saturday? It's amazing. It's amazing when you go online and you go on Saturday and like there used to be people all the time doing lives, but you go on Saturday and there's like nobody's out there. No one's doing a live at all. I'm just sit there and it's like amazed. I'm like, where is everybody? Um, Not no, no. This is unusual weather for us. No, we're supposed to be much warmer than what we're getting. I mean, it's like I said, it's 44 degrees. It was 40. Let's see. Right now it says it's 50 degrees. Let's see. Let's see. Mike says I found a blackish brown caterpillar on my footstep this other day. Does that mean a hot summer, bad winter? I don't know, but you know what? It's weird. It's like I've seen bees that are out, and it's like I don't see a lot of them. Uh, Plus, it's okay. Well, your confidence. Wow, really? You're great on camera. I can't wait to see what you guys tackle. I can't wait to see what you guys tackle. It'll be fun. Whatever you plan on doing is going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, we it's really weird. I haven't seen a single rabbit yet. I have not seen a rabbit in my front yard. Generally, by now, I would. Um, uh, I was I was going to take Paladin out to have a seat the other day. Him and I were going to hang outside under my front step, but I went out there and it was a little too cold for me with him. He's 14 now, so I'm sort of I mean, so I was a little bummed out because I'd be getting him to get in this carrier, and then I take him outside and let him watch nature for 45 minutes. We'll be outside. I'll do some yard work, and he'll just sit there and watch me. And then when he meows, I know he wants to go back in. Um, but it was too cold. I it was like wow. I was like so surprised at that, and I'm like, I don't think I want to put you out there in that. Yes, that would be very cool. That would be go with your strength is what I always say. Go with your strength. And like I said, and everybody knows that you're our resident. It's sort of like Casey and Ben are our resident experts in kaiju. Uh, they if you want to know about monster movies, that's the people to talk to. Mr. Dan probably Mr. Dan knows all about the martial art movies. Um, um, Eric, our hate it's Eric. He knows all about the bad shark movies. Uh, oh yes, I guess I should mention that. God, June is so stupidly crazy for me. Um, but last year, me and Eric from Hate Internet, it's Eric. We did because he started doing Shark Week a couple of years ago on his channel, and his movies were just fantastic. The movies, there's nothing better to watch Eric when he's ranting on a movie. It's the best. Um, the longer the review is, the chances for a rant are very high. And so I got him. I was like, they're like, damn, your Shark Week's a fire, man. You gotta come back and do it. And he says, "I'm not doing Shark Week next year." He says, "Oh, you got to do it. You got to do it." I mean, everybody's looking forward to it. Okay, so I'm looking forward to it. Um, so he says, "Well, what do we collaborate? You know, what do we do sharks and schlocks? You know, like if I'm going to review bad shark movies, well, you should review some schlocky movies." So I said, "Okay, you know, that's fair. That's fair. Yes, you are, Jamie. You are the David Lynch expert." Hey, Cheryl, how are you? How are you? Glad you're here. Glad you're here. We are here doing we're here doing hopefully to help our friends Gory and Danny raise a little bit of money to help move. They got in a really bad situation. Now they have to move again, and they're a little short of money. And so we're doing our part to help raise some funds to help them out. Um, the description in the description box is a link to their GoFundMe. If you feel like dropping off a donation, you don't have to leave your name. You could just leave it anonymous, or you can sit there and say an orange cat sent you because they have an orange cat too. If they have an orange cat, um, you can put the orange cat brigade. You know, uh whatever. Yeah, and if you can't, if you're not, if nobody's in the position to help out with monetarily, just help out by sharing it out. That'll be fine, sharing it out. And yes, you are the David Lynch expert, like I said to Jamie. Definitely, that's what I'm really looking forward to. I'm looking forward to your Saturday show because I know you're going to get some in depth, not only with Twin Peaks, um, but I also know too that and the one show I'm really looking forward to because I've never heard you talk about it. It's Eraserhead. That's the one I really want to hear. I want to hear your thoughts about that. That's probably his weirdest movie by far. Mulholland Drive is interesting as well. Um, that also will be interesting. Um, I remember my wife and I went and saw that. I mentioned this before on the channel here. My wife and I went and saw Mulholland Drive, and she didn't understand it at all. And yeah, I was with her. I was sitting there going, like, I've seen David Lynch movies, but I don't know what the hell he's trying to do here. All I know is that it has Naomi Watts and Laura Herring, and they were and the one thing I remember more than anything else was that Billy Ray Cyrus is in the movie. That's the one thing I remember most about that movie. It's like, when did Billy Ray Cyrus become, get start doing movies? That was interesting, and I think Justin Theroux was in that, and I think he ended up. I want to say he ended up marrying Jennifer Aniston after that movie, or they were dating at the time. That's probably about it. Oh my gosh, Eric is great. Eric cracks me up. Um, if you haven't seen his rant for Ouija Shark, do so. That's classic. That's a classic one. Ouija. Um. So, but let's see. It's about his fear about becoming a father. Well, it turned out that he had really nothing to fear. His kids came out, very talented. Jennifer is a very well respected director. Um, Such a weird movie, though. Wow, that's a weird movie. And I won't even mention the comparison movie when I think of Eraserhead. Though I am looking for Eraserhead. I am actually looking for that. There's two movies I really like to get. One from Lynch and one from Cronenberg. I really like to get a copy of Crash from Cronenberg. I saw that at the theater. It was at Art House Theater, and I went and saw that. So I went and saw Crash. That movie is bizarre as hell, as hell. And then I really get a copy of Eraserhead. Oh, yeah. Well, we're coming back. We are coming. Oh, the professor is here, the president of the budget ballers. That's right, the professor in the house. Um, every Tuesday, the professor hangs out with me at the library. I'm shopping for all the bargains. Uh, of course, this last week I ended up doing two things at once. One, I went budget baller, and two, I went boutique baller because I got a Kino Lorber set. Eraserhead is an amazing movie. Uh, yes, Criterion. Yes, Criterion is so awesome with their special features. That's half the reason why you get a Criterion, even if you don't know anything about the movie. I mean, even if you don't. Um, the first day that the library opened up after the pandemic, the first day they opened up, I went in there and they were selling 10 movies, 10 Criterion movies. I bought them all. I didn't know anything about them. I just bought them all. They were selling them for a buck a piece, and I bought all 10 of them. And then later on, I found out that two or three of them were ISC films. Uh, oh man, no, you know what? It's almost time for you to yeah. That was a great haul. It's almost time for you to go out to Swap Beach, right, Professor? Oh my gosh, I have found a lot. I have found more Criterions in the wild, Jamie, than I have IFC films, which blows me away. But I have found more Criterions than I have IFC films at the library. Um, and now I'm starting to find a lot of Kino Lorber. Kino Lorber is pretty popular there, coming through the library, and so is Acorn. Acorn Media is very popular as well. So I get a lot of Acorn, but not. I mean, I haven't gotten anything. I haven't got a Criterion in a long time. I will say that I have not gotten a Criterion in a while, and yeah, but I think it's coming. Yeah, that's true. I think that's what happens too, Professor. I think some people do donate, and sometimes the library would like the library has been calling lately. They called their TV series, and I got a lot of TV series. And then they started calling some of their. Then they started doing. They called their foreign films. I didn't find anything there. And then now they called their regular titles, and I found some ISCs. Now they're calling their music section. Uh, oh, Arrow, yes, arrows. I don't think I've ever found an arrow there. I mean, I just if I ever find a boutique, if I ever find boutiques, it's because somebody has gotten a divorce or someone has donated their spouse's collection. Um, any cinephile, I'm not gonna get anything from that. No one's gonna knowingly donate an arrow, or it all comes because of it's either a gift that somebody didn't want, or it's a divorce, or someone passed away and they don't know what they have, and so they just want to get rid of it, so they'll donate it. Uh-oh, the professor's your nemesis now? Oh, snap. Uh-oh, you got a lot of nemesis, Gareth. See. Yes. Um, I have gotten the Masters of Horror. I've gotten a few of those. I've gotten a few 8 films to die for, And I also found I also Hard Asian Extreme. Nope, I have not found any of that. And I think I have found one or two Dragon Dynasties. I've gotten some A24s. As a matter of fact, I was mentioning how I was going to be showing off the four movies that you guys can vote in on, and one of them happens to be an A24 film. I was looking through my to watch pile and I found this. So it's First Reformed with Ethan Hawke. This is the A24 film. I just found this in my to watch pile. So you guys can vote for the First Reformed. Um, you can also vote for First Kill with Hayden Christensen and Bruce Willis. You can vote for Supremacy with Joe Anderson and Danny Glover. This looks to be a banger right here. I'm sort of anxious to see how well this does. But of all the four films that I picked, the one that I will sit there and tell you, if you really want to see a good movie and want to hear me talk about a good movie, um, Red Hill. It's a fantastic movie, utterly fantastic. One of the very best films I've seen, and it's an Australian film. Australians can make movies. Holy shit, can they can bring it. This is a tremendous movie right here. Ryan Quatain from Mystery Road. Um, and this also has uh, well, that's probably the most well-known name here is Red Hill. This is a fantastic movie right here. And Jamie says that A24 rules. And they've been sort of been bumping along lately. I think Neon sort of took a little bit of their thunder. And so is ISC, actually, tell you the truth. ISC and Shutter. That trailer for Dangerous Animals. Jesus Christ Almighty, that's a nightmare feel. Have you seen the trailer for that? I'm gonna drop that in here. You guys gotta check the trailer. If you have not seen the trailer for Dangerous Animals, that is gonna be absolutely bonkers. All right, let me go ahead and we're gonna grab this, man. You get. I don't know if you've seen this or not, but whew, this is a banger right here. Here's the trailer for Dangerous Animals. Man, I'm telling you, that it's that thing is scary as hell because you know what? It could happen. That's what's really terrifying about this movie was I can actually see somebody doing something like this. Death of a Unicorn. I think was that with Aubrey Plaza? I think somebody well known was in that. Let me go see what that was about. Let's see. Let's see. Death of a Unicorn. Huh. Let's see. Let me go to the IMDb page. Figure that out. Yeah, I sort of feel bad when I see people bring out their unicorn movies because they're always seem like they're always like coming from behind because Steve Rzinski did the first unicorn. He did Carousel. That was like the first unicorn horror film. See, no, that was Death of a Unicorn was that was Jenna Ortega and Paul Rudd and Will Poulter. Okay, good cast. Taya Leone was in it. That's nice. Richard E. Grant from Warlock. Nice. See, Catherine Irby from Law and Order. Law and Order. Criminal Intent. Wow. Okay. Interesting cast. Hey, Cheetah. Be safe, Cheryl. Yeah, Death of a Unicorn sounds pretty interesting. But I always think of Steve Rinzinski with his Carousel trilogy, especially the first one. The first one's a masterpiece. Um, so yeah, those are the four films I'll be putting up later on, and you guys can vote on. Um, so basically the theme is, as we already could tell, the theme is adventure, action, adventure. So all four of those movies will have that. Um, First Kill is actually, I've heard some good things about that as well. Hayden Christensen and Bruce Willis. Um, yeah, that'd be actually one of the people who I interviewed appeared in that on that show, on that movie. He played a paramedic. I remember that. Oh, and I guess on the screen there, um, wow, that doesn't look very big, does it? So on the screen there's a new thing that StreamYard's doing, and they're allowing us to put our chat on the wall there on the screen. Um, yeah, isn't that something? I think that's going to happen with. Well, you know what though, I will say this though, Professor, the actors will come over and they'll act in IFC films as well. A lot of the IFC films that we have gotten have had big stars in it. In fact, in Dangerous Animals, Jay Courtney's in that. He's taking a little bit of a break, but he's a pretty big name. He did the Die Hard, and Live Free. He played Bruce Willis' son there, John McClane's son. He also was the main heavy in the first Jack Reacher movie, so he's got some cachet. And IFC Midnight, as we know it, it really does look it's going to be phased out if it hasn't already been phased out, because IFC films, and they changed their name from IFC to, now they spell it all the way out. Now it's International Film Company. Well, it's still IFC to us. Um, they phased out the IFC Midnight section because now they're doing co-releases with Shutter. Anything horror with horror, they're releasing it, co-releasing it with Shutter. And I have mixed emotions about that, because Shutter films are like a lot of Shutter films are like Bloomhouse. I mean, they're so hit and miss. I mean, really, they are. They're sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not really good. It's like 50-50. Whereas IFC Midnight was like between 85 to 90% good all the time with everything. I mean, they had a few misfires, but not very many. Not as many as Shutter has. Shutter's misfired on a lot. A24, it really seems they seem to have really really seem to, I mean, there's a lot of they've released a lot of films, but it it doesn't really seem to be like it doesn't really, considering all the horror movies that are coming out, they really don't seem to be you know doing any really big hits. Yeah, he is a great actor. Gosh, yes, he was great in Reacher. That Jack Reacher movie, he was great. Man, he made a great villain. He really made a great villain. And I think he just got caught up. I think what it was with the Die Hard movie was, you know, nobody really asked for. I don't think really nobody really asked for another Die Hard movie. And I think that was he just got caught up in the falls with that. But no, I think he's a solid actor. And this is whew, Dangerous Animals. That's gonna be a sleeper hit. I think it's gonna be a sleeper. I think it's gonna come out of nowhere and surprise people because it's scary as hell. That trailer is scary as hell. I'm looking forward to it. Let's see. Of course, Mission Impossible is happening. It's ending its run with the current cast. Man, I had so much mixed emotions about Mission Impossible, the series. Um, I mean, I love the second one. I absolutely love the second one. I thought Ghost Protocol was really great. Um, but as far as just embracing the series as a whole, I never really could quite do it because I hated the first movie so much. Um, a lot of people my age who grew up watching Mission Impossible, we hated it so much. I don't know very many people my age. I'm 60. I don't know very many people my age that will sit there and tell you that they liked the first Mission Impossible. Most people will sit there and say they liked it from the second one on. I hated the first one so much. Um, uh, but I saw that Tom Cruise, and I'll give him credit for this. I think it was the right thing that he did, and I like what he did with it. Um, if you haven't seen if you don't know about the first Mission Impossible, I'm going to do some spoilers here. So the original series basically had the IMF team. We all know Peter Graves played Jim Phelps, and he was the leader. You had Paris, and you had Rollins. He had his crew, right? About 5 people. So, but he was the leader, and he did all those missions. And the first Mission Impossible that Tom Cruise did, that was directed by Brian De Palma. Well, John Voight starred as Mr. Phelps, Jim Phelps, and he had him play a betrayer. He betrayed the IMF. He was a double agent or some bullshit like that, or he sold out for money or whatnot. He made Jim Phelps into the bad guy. Man, I tell you, people were not happy. At least the people my age were not happy when we saw this. We were pissed, really pissed, like really. I mean, like angry, like taking it personal because we watched that show for years. It's a great show. Mission Impossible, the series, that's tremendous. Um, and to take the mainstay of the show, I mean, you could kill him off. I mean, if that's what you need to do to advance the story, but to have him and have him turn traitor, turncoat, man, it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. Um, so I do know that in the last movie here, Dead or Reckoning, that Tom Cruise attempted to make things right. Um, and I applaud him for that. But at the same time, I would sit there and say, you should have never did that in the first place. You really shouldn't have. I don't know what you were thinking. Whoever gave you advice to make Phelps the bad guy really did you a disservice. Sure, a lot of people wouldn't saw this. A lot of people wouldn't saw the series. A lot of people were younger, and I'm not even sure if the series is even played right now. Maybe on Max, but it's not being played on any of the retro channels. like Me TV or Cozy, or it's not, or or the Comet or Charge. I don't think it's being played. I don't know where it's being played, um, or even streamed. Um, let's see. I'd like to know where Tom's juju came from. I can see that. Hey, Anthony, how are you? Um, yeah, you know what though? Yeah, Stephen Hill. Yeah, he was actually the very first one to. He was actually the first one Stephen Hill. You're right. He was the original. He was the original. Um, the leader before Peter Graves took over. He stepped aside due to religious beliefs. I want to say that like they wanted him to work on the Sabbath, or maybe that's what I think it was. He couldn't work on the Sabbath. He was Jewish, Stephen Hill, and he couldn't work the schedule because it interfered with his Judaism. So he stepped down after the first season, and then Peter Grace took over. That's absolutely right, Professor. And yeah, he was still with us back then. But I think Peter Graves had passed by that time. I could be wrong about that, but I think he had passed away by that. So they asked John Voight to step in and play Jim Phelps. So that I see the reviews for oh, he died in 2010, and the first Mission Impossible film came out in what, 2004, 2005. 96. God, where have I been? Man, that tells you one thing. It tells you that I have not watched that movie since I saw it at the theater. I have not watched that movie since in the theater. I have not watched it. I've watched the other ones that have come out, and I'm bummed that I'm just like, wow, man, you keep killing off everybody. You keep killing off all the interesting characters. Like you killed off Rebecca Ferguson. I was like, why? Well, couldn't you get rid of Simon Pegg? I mean, like, couldn't you got rid of him instead? It's like, what the hell? 96. So yeah, so I can understand why Peter Gray said no to that. I mean, that's your greatest role. That's what people know you for. And then you're gonna sit there and say, yeah, we want you to come on there and make him into a turncoat. And it just rubbed everybody the wrong way, because we got done watching all those episodes where where he was the hero. That's what he was. And then turn around and say, oh, by the way, and they did the same thing with SWAT. When they made the SWAT movie, it did the same damn thing. They turned around and made one of the characters that was in the TV series. They made his character. They made him into the bad guy in the SWAT movie, which really sucked. Yeah, God, they're not even talking about the next. I thought the next Fast and the Furious movie was going to be coming out this summer, but I think that's supposed to come out next year. Oh my God, you know what? I don't even. I think it's been so long between the last one. Mm, yeah, Isn't that something else? I mean, I just don't understand. I just didn't understand that. I mean, I could understand killing off the character or having him give advice to Ethan. I'm down with that. I mean, like, okay, I can give you some wisdom, and I'm down with that. But to make him into a turncoat after it just rankles me. Of course, the Fast and the Furious. Oh my God, I don't even know where to even begin with that franchise. I just that I don't. I've never seen a franchise go from. I've never seen it go. Most of the time, it's like we're gonna make a live action movie of Minecraft. Okay, I've never seen it where a live action says we're gonna make a cartoon out of your live action movie. Because that's all the Fast and the Furious has turned out to be. It's just turned out to be just a cartoon. It's it's very hard to watch it and take it seriously. I tell you what, it's going to be interesting seeing. And what do you guys think about Liam Neeson? Suddenly doing a Naked Gun. You know what? I think it's going to be entertaining. I think it'll be interesting. And thank God he'll be doing something else other than doing the same damn movie he's been doing since Taken. I mean, he's done the same damn movie over and over. The only thing that's changed is the title of the movie, but the movie itself is the same. Yeah, that no no yeah. And you know what's funny is that Brian De Palma should have known better. He should have known better. Hell, John Voight too. They should have both said, I'm not going inside that rabbit hole. I'll talk about the Mission Impossible franchise with no problems, but I will not talk about that first movie. I just won't do it. Just a waste of talent. Waste of talent. Oh no, really? Let's see. Oh, okay. Oh, I thought you had done that. No, I don't have any. I don't have any filters on at all. You can say whatever you want. No, I don't. I don't have any. I don't have any filters on at all. Uh, Actually, what I should power you guys up further as far as mods go. I need to do that. I need to power you guys up. No, you can say whatever you want, Jimmy. Go. You can even drop a curse word if you want to. It's not gonna. It's not gonna erase it. Let's see. Oh, there you go. I agree. Some franchises need to end. And I'm all right with Mission Impossible ending with Dead Reckoning. I'm all right with it. I think Tom Cruise he pushed it as far as he could go. And as far as I understand, he did end this franchise. He did, at least he ended his run. Now, if somebody wants to come behind and pick up the mantle, I wouldn't recommend it. But if someone wants to do it, they're more than able to. But I think him ending it the way he did. Let's see. Professor says, I think Liam Neeson will be great because he's always great. But modern comedy is so bland it has no bite to it. Yeah, they're gonna. That's all it's gonna be. It's gonna be just like Naked Gun. It's gonna be all the innuendo, all the double. It's not gonna be anything new. It's just gonna be a new voice saying it. I did see in the previews where they're poking fun at OJ though. Nordberg. I wonder how he would take that. Oh, that would be interesting. Wouldn't that be something else? I wonder how he take that. Oh, that's interesting. Or they went ahead and turned Maverick into a turncoat. Like he takes his F-35 and defects to North Korea. Pete Mitchell defects to North Korea. I wonder how he'd take that. Mm. I don't think he'd like it. I don't think he would really. I don't think he'd appreciate it. Hmm. It's interesting. I like how too how I like every time he comes out with a movie, they always do the same thing. Every time he comes out with a movie, they pair him up with a hot actress at the time and have them be seen together a lot. Because of Tom's reputation, being a weird Scientologist. But every time he has a new movie out, they always have to have a hot actress with them, be seen with them doing events and whatnot. And they paired him up with Anna de Armas, for Mission Impossible. Um, of course, Anna's got her own movie coming out, Ballerina, which is set in the world of John Wick, and I'm pretty interested in that. I'll tell you the truth. I tell you one thing, she'll have a lot more dialogue than Keanu Reeves does. Um, it seemed like every movie that they did of John Wick, he said less and less and less. You know, and I sort of noticed that too with some of Keanu Reeves movies. He really doesn't talk that much in his movies. He really doesn't have any. He's not really a wordsmith. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't know if he could do a long dialogue. And that's the one thing I noticed in the John Wick is that he said less and less and less with each one. Like I think someone counted one movie. I think he had like I think one of the John Wick movies he had like less than 100 words in the movie. He only speaks less than 100 words. Uh, Though you don't do, but Troy McClure is supposed to be off of Doug McClure, famed actor Doug McClure, who did Humanoids from the Deep and Piranha. Did he do Piranha? I think he was in Piranha as well. I think it was him and Bradford Dillman. No, and I think that's one of the reasons why they don't have him doing a lot of dialogue, Jamie. I mean, if you go back to the Matrix, he really didn't have a lot to say there either. It's a lot of action, but he's not engaging with dialogue. You know, he's definitely an action movie, but that's really his he just no, he's not going to be sitting there talking with Morpheus about the whole what happened to the world thing. He's like, you know, give me the red pill. That's what they're counting on. That's what they're counting on. But I'm glad to see that Anna de Armas is that'll be the second movie I think she's done with Keanu. She did a movie with him called Knock Knock, which is supposed to be an absolute banger. It's supposed to be pretty freaking terrifying, actually. And yeah, I've heard nothing but I'm keeping an eye out for that movie. I like to get it myself. I had the IFC Midnight Knock Knock. That's a whole different movie, but the one with Keanu Reeves and Anna de Armas is supposed to be really good. Shit. Well, they did that too. I'll tell you, there's another movie they did that too, and it wasn't to Keanu. It was to another movie, and that was Jason Momoa. and Jason Momoa did the Conan the Barbarian remake. Holy shit! I don't think that guy had 50 words in that movie. My God, I was like watching him, like waiting for him to speak, and you're looking at the movie, waiting for him to talk more than anything else. Let's see. Jamie says she loves Knock Knock, but I prefer the original ending from the original movie, Death Game. Yeah, that I've seen the ending of Knock Knock. That is that's the messed up shit right there. I mean, that's really messed up. Let's see what else is there. I guess this as far as summer goes, summer's still rolling around. What do they got? I think we still got Superman left. That's still coming out. That'll be yeah, I heard about that. You know what's funny about Nicolas Cage? He's pretty good. He's pretty good when he talks. I mean, I can listen to him, carry on a dialogue, no problem. But I love the way how they used him in Long Legs. It's one of the highlights of Long Legs. Man, Long Legs was terrible. I just didn't like that movie at all. I did not like that one at all. I thought Nefarious was a much better movie. Um, but I liked how they used him in Long Legs. He was on screen, but not a lot, and he hardly had anything to say. I just think it made his role a lot more impactful. Um, yeah, I heard that. I heard. What is it? No dialogue at all, Professor? Or I heard it was like 5 words. I heard it was like 5 words. Wow, that's crazy. And for someone like him, who he wants to say something, but he trusts the director. That's. Yeah, you know what though? But they ruined the whole damn movie. The movie was over with in the first 5 minutes. It really was. It was like watching The Village. My buddy and I went and saw The Village at the theater, and we knew the ending before the movie even started. We were sitting there going like, because the premise was they're living in the village, and these monsters come out, and we actually sit there and said, well, what like everybody gets terrified of the monsters, so there's only one person that can save them, and we were both sitting there going like, yeah, they'll have to be blind. And sure shit enough, the movie comes on there, and there's Dallas Bryce Howard coming in as blind. We're going like, yeah, we knew it was we knew that we knew the ending. I liked The Village. I liked it fine. I just knew the ending. I just it was like a Twilight Zone episode. That was the only problem I had with it, was it played out like a Twilight Zone episode. So there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I love the Twilight Zone. I tell you one thing I really liked about it. I really liked the set design and the cost and the wardrobe. Very, very, very cool. But I think people were expecting another Sixth Sense, and as we all do, and it just wasn't. You know, but I couldn't understand how. I just couldn't understand how could they not know where they're at, what year they're at. I mean, it was a big place. How the hell are you going to keep the airplane noise out of that? You know, your planes are going to be flying overhead. Whether you have a big, and that's the only thing. That's what everything going like. Well, they would hear the planes or the helicopters. Yeah, well, you know what? Joaquin Phoenix was really good in that. As far as Joaquin Phoenix goes, I think he's a weirdo, but I absolutely loved him in Ladder 49. That was my favorite. That was my favorite movie that he did. Yeah, and there's no fly zone. I wonder. See, that's the thing. It's just the thing with that was like, how would they be able to get that clearance? I mean, there's only one no fly zone, really, that's over the White House. I mean, I mean, and some military airports, but even so, you can still fly on the fringe of that airspace. And jets are loud. Jets are loud. Even if they didn't fly over, you're still going to hear them. And William Hurt, of course, William Hurt did a great job too. Yeah, what's going on, Cheetah? What are you doing? What you doing there? All right, we've been pretty. We're doing all right here. Thanks for hanging out with me on a Friday afternoon. Um, in case you're wondering, the title says it all. We're helping our friends Gory and Danny. Um, they ran across a buzzsaw in trying to relocate. They moved to a new place, and they hadn't been there for maybe a cup of coffee. And then the owner of the house they were renting said that they had to leave because he was going to be, getting his house back. And so they spent all their money moving, and so they're between a rock and a hard place. Um, so we're just trying to raise some awareness to help them out. Um, in the description box, I put the link to the GoFundMe, and also the explanation in the GoFundMe from Gory herself. I just went ahead and shared that in the description box. Um, uh, that's true. That's true. I like the costumes. The costumes are really good. The masks are really good. Um, you know, Bryce Dallas Howard she did a nice job as well. Um, I tell you the movie that I think that I really I thought Bryce Dallas Howard did really well in was she was really good in The Help, which was the first time I saw Jessica Chastain too. I thought Jessica Chastain was she's so sweet in that movie. Uh, but Bryce Dallas Howard, wow, did she play a bitch with a capital B? Holy cow, she absolutely rocked it. As far as being a bitch goes, wow, that was she is yeah, she was fantastic in that movie. And of course, Octavia Spencer and Viola Davis, absolutely perfect for that movie. I really believe that both ladies deserve to win an Oscar for that. I thought that was a real disservice that they did not. Octavia won, but Viola did not, and that's just a disgrace. And because she definitely deserved it. Let's see. Oh, Professor mentions, okay, that happened recently to a friend that had a fixed house rent. They never asked him to move out because he was getting a divorce and needed to sell the house he was renting. Shh. So so basically he had to leave, right? Oh, yeah, Minnie's homemade shit pie. Yeah, that's right. Oh my gosh. How about when Allison Janney comes out there and tells her, just you looks like you got some pie on your mouth there. And get the hell off my property. Allison Janney. She's awesome. One movie I think I'll be covering here on Dollar Theater soon. Is I'll probably have to cheat a little bit on this one, but I definitely want to talk about my Salinger year, which looks to be pretty spitfiery. Has Margaret Qualley in it, the lady from The Substance. Oh, she did a movie with Sigourney Weaver called My Salinger Year, and I picked that up not that long ago from Hamilton Book, but I definitely gonna be watching that and reviewing that. It sort of has that 50 vibe to it, sort of like the sort of like the Help. Not the same subject matter, but just the same sort of vibe. 50s women in the 50s. He wanted to sell it, so his wife would. Oh, wow, wow. So he sold the house to spite his wife. So well, at least he would have got. Well, at least he got half the money, right? I mean, yeah, I guess. Mm. But yeah, that sort of sucks for your friend, though. Your friend got caught in the middle. I was watching a live stream, and man, it seems like more and more I'm hearing about. I've heard this before. The van life community. I wish Cheryl was here; she could probably comment on this. Um, but it seems like that more and more people are they're being forced out of their houses. It does remind me of the recession. It does remind me of the recession. People are losing their houses. Um, I saw someone here just comment on in the neighborhood, which is a website. Um, it talks about your local areas. Like what your community's doing. And this one guy posted that he's paying $7,200 in property tax, and he wanted to know what he was getting for it. And I wanted to sit there and say, well, he's getting exactly what you voted for. Yeah, I'm not so lucky, Jamie. I'm gonna be one of those people sooner than later that's gonna probably end up having to move as well. I probably should have moved when my wife passed away, but I was locked in. I didn't expect to be here. I'll be honest with you. I did not expect to be here. I didn't think Paladin would live this long. I didn't think so. Um, but he's going to be 15 in September, but I didn't expect it. I thought he would have left a while ago, and mm, but I do feel sorry for Gory and Danny. But we're going to do our best to we'll keep this party going. Um, I told him I was here until my voice goes. Right now, I feel pretty good. I should grab my calendar. That's what I should do. Where is my calendar? Ah, so I got some stuff. I got some stuff lined up in June. Wow, do I have stuff lined up in June? Holy shit! This might be my busiest month ever. Um, I went from having for being 2 weeks off to June is coming, and I haven't even finished. I haven't even finished booking out my dates yet. but I have so much stuff going on here. It's just absolutely insane. Um, all right. Wow. I'm just like, uh, all right. So let's see. Yeah, yeah, he's pretty awesome. Um, he can't jump quite as well as he could. So I've moved, he still can get up the stairs pretty good, but he can't really jump very well. So so I'm probably gonna be moving up his stations up here, his food station. Well, his food station already is up here. I moved that from downstairs to upstairs. Um, all right, so I got some calendar here, and I don't know exactly when. I gotta ask Eric, but we're doing Sharks versus Schlock on the second one. Um, we did this last year. Me and Eric from Hey Internet. It's Eric. Um, I picked him out 5 shark movies, and he picked out 5 schlock movies for me. And we'll see which one we see. We're trying to stump each other. Like we're trying to stump like which one of us would sit there and say, "Oh hell to the no," about which of the worst movies we got. I think we came out pretty equal. He got more views than I did, uh, but we both had 2 really bad movies to watch. He gave me the Leprechaun's Game. Oh, Jesus Christ. But I got my revenge. I gave him Sharks in the Corn. And he was shaking his head about that. So we're back. We're back. We're doing it again. Um, yes. Uh, Housing is terrible all over in the world, and I don't get that. Why would people prefer to leave a property simply because no one can afford it instead of lowering it and getting a steady rent income? I'm with you. I don't understand that too. It's like, the bank should just sit there and go like, you know what? Look, look, all we need is $500 from you. Basically rent. It's not costing the bank anything at all. All they did was they lent the money out. Okay, but as far as the house goes, you get $500 back. You're making cash money. You're making you're making money every single month, and you're not paying out on it. You're not paying property tax for it. You're not paying for the water or anything else. That's all the person living in the house. So I don't understand why you need to jack up the prices so high. See, Jamie says my son can't move out for that reason. Yeah. Oh my God, the rents are just absolutely stupid. I just yeah. And the thing is, though, it used to be like in California because I didn't have I in California I just rented the room. I didn't need anything more than that. I worked all the time. I didn't really need a house for anything. So I would pay $300 for a room. That was it. And it was all I needed. And and but man, try to do that now just to get a room no, people are asking, $800-900 for a room. Yeah, I don't yeah. Well, I was mentioning before about I was listening to some van lifers, and they were talking about how now they're starting to see, and other people were commenting about this, that they're starting to see a lot more people living in their cars now. They're not just I mean, they're living in their cars, but they're tricking them out, right? They're making them like van lifers. It's because it's the only thing they can do. It's the only thing they have. Some people are doing that. They're looking for vans to buy, and they're buying vans best they can. And that's what they're doing. They're converting them into and that's another reason why people don't want kids. They can't afford kids. See, even the houses that are haunted are crazy expensive. Like, why are they asking for so much for a murder house that has ghosts? Give me at least a discount. No doubt, right? I wonder how much that house in Avatar would cost. Have you guys ever seen that movie called Avatar? Oh my gosh, that's a banger of a movie. Um, it basically is about a cult of people who go around and they buy the murder rooms of these houses, and and think of the Winchester Mystery House. They're continuously building on it over and over and over. Um, well, Avatar, that's what they're doing. They buy these murder rooms and they connect it to houses. So every room that they go in there, it's a murder room and it has a ghost in it. It's a tremendously interesting concept. Let's see. No, no. Let me see if I can find it here. Avatar. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Let me drop it here. Okay. So here's the IMDb page for it. Right here. I don't know, Jamie. You know what it is? People are coming behind and they're buying up all the property. They're buying up all the apartment buildings, they're buying up all the affordable housing. It's being controlled by a very few people. Um, you know, it's it's not like a lot of it's not like a lot of people own it. It's like very few people own it. And that's the reason why the rents are so high. They're uniformly high because the same people own the properties. I mean, you could go to an apartment complex down the street and it'd be one owner, and then you can go to no one across the town or be another owner. But now it's just like as soon as they can, they come in there and they buy them all. And so it's like everywhere you go, it has the same high rent because they're all owned by the same people. I mean, there's no such thing as affordable housing anymore. Yes, that's exactly what they're doing here too, Professor. That's exactly what they're doing here. They're buying all this land up. A lot of it's from foreign buyers. A lot of the land that's being bought up has origins in China. They're buying land by military bases, and a lot of that land that's being sold by our bases, they're being bought by Chinese nationals, and no one said anything. No one sat there and said, "No, you can't. We can't sell you that land." Yeah, way high. And not only that, didn't a lot of those a lot of those spirit places go out of business? Party like costumes and everything, didn't they all go out of business? Yep, and a lot more, and a lot more than pitchforks and torches. Um, so I will tell you what's coming up here on the channel. Let's see. So June is going to be crazy. We're doing a lots of activities here. We got a couple of watch parties here. We're going to be doing a watch party on June 6th with Spider Dabrowski for Teardrop. Spider wrote the screenplay for that movie. It was the first movie that first original Tubi movie that they commissioned. So we'll be watching that, and Spider will be our guest on the 6th for that. And then on June 21st at 8 o'clock Saturday, we have our good friend Joe Leone will be coming back, and we're going to be watching Reap. His first, that's the first movie that I saw of his, and so we're going to be watching that, and that's a good movie. That's a really interesting movie. Definitely a horror movie, that's for sure. And so is Teardrop. Very interesting movies. Um, let's see. Let's see. See Jones, Forever 21, Big Lots. Yeah, Party City. Yeah, that's gone. Big Lots came back though, and I can't afford Spirit Halloween Spencer prices. I love their spooky stuff, but I'd rather eat and stuff. Yeah, that's probably why. Honestly, shit. Give it till next month, like next month in June, and that's probably when the Halloween stuff will be starting to hit the shelves at Dollar Tree. I would just go over there and spend, go over there and hit the Halloween stuff there. That's probably what I'll do. Yeah, yeah. Spirit Halloween got expensive. I think because of the demand, right? People were willing to pay the prices for their all their stuff. And then they make a movie too. About that Spirit Halloween. Didn't they make a movie, a horror movie? Like that last line, but I'd rather eat and stuff. Yeah, there's so darn that eating and drinking. It gets away of fun. Okay, we are rocking and rolling. I'm gonna see if anybody has donated anything yet. Anybody donated anything yet? Nobody's donated. Okay, so far, yeah, this is what happen. This is what happens when you don't do a pop up in a long time. A lot of the people that used to come out there to do pop ups, they would all flock over, right? So you could have like 10 or 12 people in your chat, and maybe but when you don't do these things very often anymore, when you do it, nobody really shows up. So I'm I'm finding that out rather painfully. Um, but we're out there, we're doing it, we're slugging away. Glad you guys are here. You guys could be somewhere else, but you're out here hanging out with us, me and the cheetah. We're glad you guys are here. Let's see. Even then, I buy the store brand food items like Great Value from Walmart. Gotta save what little one can, right? Yeah, yeah. And now we're finding out that Kroger has been overcharging customers uh, when they see they have their old prices up. So you think you're getting something for like $1.50 because you see the price on there, but then you go to the register and they're charging you $2.50, and people aren't expecting that. And now they're finding out that's what's been going on. So I suspect we'll be seeing a class action suit real quick here, and I think Kroger is going to be paying through their ass for that. They're gonna get that's gonna be a class action suit right there. I expect that to be happening probably within a month. I would expect to see somebody doing that. Um, that's a real shame too. The Kroger people said, "Well, we don't have enough people to take down the signs." That's bullshit. Bullshit. You can take down those signs. You just need to have your crew come in overnight. Um, Big stores like Kroger's, ever since the pandemic, before they were 24 hours. Now they close at 11 or 12, and they don't open up till 6. So there's no excuse for you not to get over there and take down your old prices and put up the right ones. There's no excuse for it. I worked grocery for 7 years, and we were on that. During when the store was open, we were still changing stickers out for the sale. That's just the weakest excuse. Like, we don't have enough people. Bullshit. You don't. You just don't give them the hours. You got people there. So yeah, I think Kroger is going to be in for it a little bit. And I was also reading about Target. Target is actually taking it on the chin. Um, they rolled back their diversity, exclusivity, and include in, I guess, DEI and equality. Was it diversity, equality, and I forget what the I stands for. Well, they were a big proponent of that and a big supporter of the gay community. Selling a lot of items toward the community. Then, of course, when Trump took office, he says, "Well, we can't be doing that," and it's like, fuck you, honestly. Um, but a lot of businesses stopped doing it, and Target stopped, and it took a boycott took effect, and it worked. The boycott worked. Target is losing money, and not for the short term either, but for the long term. They are starting to feel it. Of people not going to their stores and staying away. People are not going to the stores. It isn't one of those fly by night fads where it's like, I'm not going to Target, and then a week later you find yourself going to Target. People aren't going back. They are sitting there going like, nope, we're going to take our money elsewhere, anywhere but you. Um, so they're hurting. They're hurting. Um, See, I was mad that Walmart took away the price checking machines because I need to know what prices are to know from how much I can buy. I didn't know they took those away. But you know what? Now as you say it, I think the ones in Kroger are gone too. Oh, Jesus Christ, you're kidding me. That's about right, Professor. I mean, gee, have you guys discovered the cop channels here? Oh, so there are a ton of cop channels on there. Like follow cops, and they have the cop cameras, and so what people do, they send in freedom of information acts, like, can we see your can we see the officer's camera? So they have to buy the video, and then they put them out there, and they put the cops calls, and they put out a ton of the shoplifting videos. Jesus Christ Almighty. I I mean, and what's really funny is coming from the so-called law and order states, like Florida. We're bad. We're tough on crime. You guys are pussies on crime. Straight out pussies. And you know, and it's funny too watching those watching that shit. I'm no fan of cops, but I gotta tell you, I'm becoming a lot less fans of judges. Judges are fucking weak. They're just terrible. They don't do shit. You have the law in front of you, but you'll do the minimum for everybody. It's ridiculous. No one's afraid to hand. Not everybody's. They're not willing to hand out the tough love. Yeah, they are. They are. It's those the shoplifting ones, and they fight when they get caught. They fight all the time. It's like they run and they. I mean, they have no. They wonder why. They get pushed. They wonder why they get picked on. They bring it upon themselves. They really do. I yeah, yeah. It's a joke. They say they're tough on crime. They're not tough on crime at all. At all. People will walk out there and they'll do felony shoplifting, but they'll end up getting trespassed and maybe getting probation. They won't do any jail time. It's ridiculous. I had no idea it was so bad until I started watching some of those cop channels. And you just feel sorry for them. It's like, man, you're putting your life on the line for that. I mean, I can still, what law was that, Professor? The book burning law. What was that? I must have missed that one. What did they say? Did they allow it? Jesus Christ! And that one sheriff who's a Grady something or another. Man, I just have to laugh. I would laugh at his face. I would laugh in his face. It's like you guys aren't doing anything. You guys aren't doing shit. Not at all. Any chance you can get a chance in front of here, run your mouth. That's all that really happens. You're not making a difference. Your crime rate ain't going down, it's going up. Oh, right, right, right. Yes. Yes, that's I heard the same thing, Professor. You're right. Yep, someone can come up there, make a complaint about a book, and it can be pulled. Wow. Well, I tell you what, if I ever get down to Florida, I'll be complaining about the Bible. They can pull that out since they're not reading it anyway. They're not reading it. They're not applying it. Well, I mean, why is it sitting there taking up space? You can put a Stephen King book in there. You know, when I woke up, it was totally sunny when I woke up. When I got up today, I got up today at 9 o'clock, and it was blue outside. And now I'm looking outside, and it's getting darker. It's overcast and gray, and it sounds like it might be ready to rain. Hey, it's Mary Wilson's walking through the door. Our fellow our fellow ISC Midnighter, Mary Wilson, who will be hosting our show this Sunday. That's right, Mary Wilson. We are doing the Devil's Gate on Sunday on the ISC show. Wow. Now I have not seen any videos of anybody burning any books in Florida. I have not seen that yet. Let me tell you, you know what? I'll be honest with you guys. I'm tempted. I'm tempted when I do see a Republican book. I'm tempted to buy it and do just that. I'm tempted. I won't lie to you. When I see like a Bill O'Reilly or a Karl Rove or a JD Vance, I'm tempted to buy the shit because it's cheap. I could buy a paperback for I could buy a paperback for 50 cents or hardback for $1 or wait till dollar till bag sale and pack it up my bag. I've been tempted to do that. Take it and just like totally trash it. Like it's one less book. They can burn. I have no problem with that. I mean, you know, it's like the art of the deal. It can have the art of the burn. Yes. We actually covered that. We did a deep dive on Fahrenheit 451 on the Midnight Society. Well, we're gonna be watching Devil's Gate. We're happy about that. Me and Mary, while we watched it, we were gonna try. We wanted to do the show last month, but we were missing half of our team, so we decided to push it back. So we know that Ben will be here, and Mary and I will be here Sunday at 8 o'clock. Um, like I said, I mean, what I really am surprised, I'm really surprised at how much our little show is starting to gain some views, and we've had so much fun doing it, and it really is a joy to go ahead and do that. We're gonna be. I'm wondering I'm wondering who's gonna go. Who's gonna do the first Shutter film though? Will it be Ben or will it be Haas? I have a feeling one of those two will be doing the first Shutter release. Um, I'm still gonna be sticking with ISC. I got so many of them, and so many I want to talk about. I'll probably be just sticking there, but there are some Shutter films out there that people have gotten. I know for sure I have gotten at least five. I have five that I know of. That I know of. I have not looked through every single thing that I have. I know I have like one more called Prevenge, and that's I think that might be it. I might just have five. I thought I grabbed more from the video store and also from Dollar Tree, but I have not run across them in my on my to watch list. So I yeah, I might be at a small disadvantage here. Um, any other Grail guests? Well, I'm trying to get Crystal Lowe to come back. Um, I had um I had asked her if she wanted to come back in June. I might have to wait till July though, because her new movie comes out June 22nd. I had offered to do that before press beforehand. I think that she's gonna be. I'm gonna probably have to wait till after her movie premieres, and then I'll ask her to come out. She has been extraordinarily busy since and I've been watching this from the sidelines. Um, Not only is she still acting, but she has become a very. She's already done. This is her third movie that she's done for Hallmark already. Actually, I think this is her third movie in less than a year. Less than a year, she's done. She's directed three movies for them. Um, they're tight shot. They're tight. They're man. Hallmark is amazing. Um, they can announce a movie being made on the 1st of March, and within a week, they will sit there and say the movie's coming out on April 25th. They can shoot a movie and edit the movie and score the movie and get it ready to rock and roll within 6 to 7 weeks. That's the secret of Hallmark right there. They have such a formula and they have such sharp crews that they can go in there and crank out a movie ready to watch in 6 to 7 weeks, if not even more, if not even less. And the movies are fun. They're not poorly made. They're very well made. They have good cast. A lot of times, it's two of their bigger stars plus a face from the past, and they have a formula down pat. Um, no, mine either. I heard. I'm gonna probably zip up to Salvation Army. I've been meaning to do that, so I might zip up there. I might actually zip up there tomorrow before I go shopping. Um, yeah, we have not had any yard sales, Professor. We ask each other that at the library every Tuesday. We ask if anybody's seen any yard sales go up, and I have not seen one, not one. Well, yep, they did. Some of I have a lot of the older titles. Um, and I also actually had the last Jesse Stone movie that was actually made on that was made on for Hallmark. In fact, Tom Selleck is actually saying that he wants to do one more. I wish he wouldn't. I wish he'd just produce it. He's too old to play the part. I'm not being ageist. I'm just being realistic. Jesse Stone's like in his early 40s, and Tom Selleck is 80. I'm all about suspending disbelief, but not like that. Not like that. But you're right. Um, they still got those. What the real popular movies, Professor, for Hallmark. I mean yeah, yeah, he's 80. He certainly is. I think Sam Elliott's even older than that. Um, but yeah, I've gotten a lot of those. I've gotten some westerns from Hallmark. Um, in fact, Kevin Sorbo did a couple for Hallmark, a couple westerns. Luke Perry did one called uh, it featured him as a Charles Goodnight. He made a trilogy. But the mystery movies are very popular. They're just as popular on Hallmark as their Christmas movies are. Holy crow! They love mysteries, and they actually do a really good job at that. When I do my dollar theater, um, that's what me and Eric were talking about earlier. I told him I really like that about his channel is the fact that he reviews a lot of different stuff. He doesn't just review horror films. He does, he does the short movies and he'll do comedies and whatnot. And when I do dollar theater, uh, um, I really do try to mix it up. I really do. I like to think that you never know what you're gonna see on it until you watch it. Um, so I go back and I go back to see when's the last time I'd done this part, this genre. Like I was surprised because it's been a long time since I'd done any animation. Um, so I did an animated movie. It's going to be coming out on Monday, but it's the first time I've done one in in like half a year. Let's see. Sam Elliott is immortal. Steve. Yeah, I got that movie too, Professor. The man that killed Hitler, then the Bigfoot. I got that. Let's see. Jamie says my TV has all these three free movie channels. One of them is a Hallmark channel that plays nothing but Christmas movies all day long. Yeah, yeah. I think that's the one Okay, they have Hallmark Plus, that's their streaming service, and then they have regular Hallmark. They have Hallmark's Mysteries, and then a regular Hallmark channel. I tell you, what's really funny about the Hallmark channel is they'll play the movies during the day, and then at night they'll play like the Golden Girls or Murder She Wrote, something like that. Oh my lord, the fans, the people who watch Hallmark films, they can't stand it. They're like, I don't want to watch Murder She Wrote. I don't want to see the Golden Girls. The ladies, they're feisty. I've seen every one of these shows 1,000 times over. I don't want to see them anymore. Put another Christmas movie on. They're feisty. They don't want to watch the old TV shows, but they love the mysteries. Man, I'm impressed. Um, I was poking around. A little while ago, and I ran across someone was selling on Etsy of all places. They were selling the complete movies, the movies and the TV series for the Good Witch, and they're selling it for next to nothing. I was really surprised. Uh, I picked it up. I picked that bad boy up. I watched the Good Witch movies. They're It's a really entertaining series. Let's see. I thought about collecting all the Hallmark. Oh my lord, yeah. See, I just thought about collecting all the Hallmark Christmas movies. Then I checked to see how many there actually were, and I stopped that idea. They're like a million, and I can't store that many. Yeah, you're right, Professor. I mean, I don't get to see a lot of those Hallmark. I thought I would see a lot more than I have, to tell you the truth. Um, I thought I would see more Hallmark movies come through my way because they're still releasing them on physical media. Um, Hallmark's one of the few places, the few channels left that are doing that because their fans are not. They're doing streaming, but they'd rather have the physical copies. So they continuously release them, and the good thing about them is they release them in blocks, like they could, for anywhere from 3 movies to like 12, and that's the best way to sell them individually. Maybe it's just better to sell them a multi-pack. They get better business. Right, right. Yeah, I gotten a few of those. Yeah, multi-pack mania. Yep. I've done a few reviews off that. Um, the Gamera movies that I've reviewed, that's off a multi-pack. I did a Western with Chuck Connors. That was off a multi-pack. Um, yeah, I'm getting ready to do one other one too, Professor, called The Last Sentinel, and that's also from that was from a sci-fi multi-pack. But that's who I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get that. Not the thing is too. It's like not only was Crystal doing her Hallmark movie, but with the recent release of the Final Destination Bloodlines, her and Shellen Simmons were doing a lot of press too, because they were talking about the other movies in the series, and I'm really excited about that because I'm hoping that that means that Shellen Simmons will come back, and because she stepped out for a while to raise a family, but I'm hoping that she comes back and starts acting again. Um, Her and Crystal were my two favorite screen queens. Crystal's done a lot of the horror, actually. She's done a lot, and that's a really cool thing about the Hallmark channels. A lot of people, I've said this many times before, but it's absolutely true. is that there are a lot of people that have been well known for horror films that are doing Hallmark movies now, uh, both acting and directing. Fred Olin Ray, uh, he's directed movies for Hallmark. So many people have done horror films. They're now doing Hallmark. It's awesome. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun when you see a familiar face. Like didn't I see you get killed in this movie? And here they are, doing Christmas movie. Oh, no problem, Jamie. Thank you for coming out and hanging out with us. This was a lot of fun. I still should be here when you get back, I think. I told Gory I would go until my voice went, and I can tell you right now that my voice is feeling this. I've been talking for 2 hours, and I think those days of doing 5 or 6 hour pop ups, they're long gone. They are. I think the most I can do is probably maybe 3 or 4 hours, maybe, um, by myself. If I had someone up here talking with me, I probably last a little longer. But man, I'm just like, wow, this is so unusual to be sitting here and feeling my throat starting to tighten up. Um, the professor says the amount of movies I own starring Lacey Chabert is unbelievable. Uh, Worth it because I like her. Yes, I adore her too. Professor, she's what, I have her on some horror movies too. She did a few horror movies. She certainly has. But yes, she is very sweet, and her and Brennan Elliott are the golden couple. They are the golden couple. They're Hallmark's golden couple. So I love Allison Sweeney. I think Allison Sweeney's so much fun to watch, and I thought Christy Martin's really good too. Um, Candace Bure, Candace Cameron Bure, she was amazing when she was doing the Aurora Tea Garden mysteries on Hallmark. That's what I really bummed out about when she left to go to Great American, which you really don't hear anything too much of. Um, but she went over there, and once she went over there, that ended the Hallmark. That ended the Aurora Tea Garden series as we know it, and that's a shame because that was a lot of fun to watch. Okay, we are at 2 hours. Okay, have we made any money yet? I was hoping to try to get her to a grand, and I don't think that's going to happen. I think I was very ambitious. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to get anything here. Oh my gosh, that'd be embarrassing. Okay. Oh crap. I could only try. I could only try. Oh well, we'll keep plugging away. Uh, see, we got 2 hours. We'll see what time is it. It is it's 3 o'clock. I'm gonna try to last till 5. I'm gonna try to last till 5. Uh, I will go to 4, and if we got somebody to donate to anything by 4, I'll go to 5. So we'll go to 4. If no one's donated anything, we'll end it. But if someone donates some money, then I'll stay on until 5. Yeah, it's commendable, but I don't feel like I feel like I failed on this. Um, I probably should have. Maybe I should have advertised it. I just think pop-ups for me. I think that I've always had the most success doing pop-ups. I've always had the most whenever I plan something out and announce it and promote it, I just it always struggles when I do something like that. But when I do something like this, it seems to be, it works better. Um, so I don't know, it could just be a sign of the times too, Professor. That's was probably part of it. Part of it is probably like, people out working or people are out there doing something during the, maybe they're having good weather. But part of it could be because people don't have the money. Um, you know, I which is a valid it's very valid. So, but I'm with you though, man. Oh, no problem, no problem. You know what? I'm glad you said that because see, I want to do a Clash of the Titans with you, Professor. That's why I asked you before. Is like, how's your internet connection? Is it stable? And it seems to be. And so what I want to do is I want to do a Clash of the Titans. Hell yeah! In fact, I want it to actually be you and me versus. We're gonna verse two other people. I was actually thinking James and somebody else because they got a lot of movies. In fact, Professor's been James has actually been collecting a lot of physical media as of late. But yeah, I'm doing two Clash of the Titans this year, this month in June. We're doing I'm with hooking up with Paul Wall, 316, our good friend Matt from the UK. We're each going to be picking a movie that we are bad movies that are so much fun. Um, I don't know how so much fun my movie is, um, but it's definitely bad. It's definitely bad. It's it's the worst superhero movie ever made. And no, it's not Spider. It's not the Indian Spider-Man or Superman either. I'm talking about American made, and it's the worst superhero movie ever. Um, and that's the movie I picked. He picked The Room. Tommy was knows The Room. He picked that to watch and to talk about. Me, man, I know The Room is really bad. I know that. You're tearing me apart. Somehow I just can't get over The Room is actually going to be worse than Superman 4 because that's what I picked. I'm picking Superman 4 uh, 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 to talk about. And this is funny too because we already got done talking about Superman earlier. Me and Kyle Curtis Flett. We talked about we did Superman once before for Clash of the Titans. He did the original Superman of 78, and I did Superman Returns. Um, and so we did that one. I can't believe I'm already like doing another one, and I'm doing another Superman movie. But he said because I said, what do you want to cover? And he says bad movies. Like I had two in mind, and one I was gonna go with, but then I said no because it's too obscure and really nobody. I don't know how I can really say much about that movie. I mean, other than to keep repeating that it's a pile of shit. Um, but I'm gonna pick Superman 4 because we can talk about the cast because there is the cast, and the story behind it. Glennis Globus, and poor Christopher Reeve. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I think that was his last feature film before his accident. I think it was. Uh, the Room is bad, but it's the kind of bad that's hilarious to this day. Whenever I meet anyone called Mark, I always rip out. Oh, hi, Mark. Quote from the room. Uh, let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Well, I'm at work, so the internet here has to be pretty solid. But I got eyes on me. You're stalking me, expecting me to work. The nerve. I don't even know exactly what you do, Professor. You must be in IT, right? It's yeah, I'm doing Superman 4. I I think Superman 4 is the worst superhero movie ever. I even said it was worse than the Supergirl. Supergirl was pretty bad too. Supergirl was pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. It's just it looks now if we included TV shows, then I would have picked I probably would have picked The Greatest American Hero. That's good lord, that thing was dated before it aired. I mean, Shazam and ISIS looked a lot better than the Greatest American Hero. That series was trash. Oh man, going back and watching it now and seeing and looking at the effects, it's not like it didn't age well. It was aged before it hit the air. It looked terrible. I don't know what was more goofy, the guy that had Nuclear Man, and I guess I guess he didn't choose it, but the guy's name was he was a stunt guy, and he actually is on Instagram. Probably be a really nice guy. Um, but it's really hard to take your villains seriously, like Nuclear Man, when he's got a name like Mark Pillow. It's like, dude, your last name's Pillow. I mean, is that your middle name? Is your last name Fight? Like you like Mark Pillow Fight? I don't know. Crap myself up, I guess. Um, yeah. So I just like I said, he seems like a really nice guy, but man, it just seems like that movie is just cursed. It really is. It's just a horrible movie. I mean, no effects, no story. I mean, Gene Hackman. I mean, the whatever budget they had, I think they had to cut the budget like by a third or two thirds. I they had probably had to do that just to pay Gene Hackman. Let's see. See, hot take. I like Superman 4 more than a Halle Berry Catwoman movie, or that Fantastic Four thing, or Morbius. Oh God, Morbius. Yeah, let's talk about this. Man, I felt sorry for Haley Berry. Okay, I did because DC was arrogant as fuck. Um, they thought they thought when they announced doing a Catwoman movie, they didn't tie it into the Batman universe at all. They thought they would great money by putting Halle Berry out there, and that's all they would need was just Halle Berry. She could sell tickets. Could not be more wrong. Could not been more wrong. And then put her on there against Sharon Stone. I like Sharon Stone, but she does not belong in a superhero movie. She just doesn't. And especially not as a villain. If she wants to be like the president or something, she'd probably get away with doing that. And making Halle Berry, I mean, they thought that the fanboys would come out because Halle Berry was running around in a skimpy costumes. Wow, talk about not knowing your room. It's like wow, you guys didn't pay any attention to anything when you did that, right? Fanboys, as soon as you heard the fanboys sit there and go like, "Oh, that's some bullshit," you guys should have pulled the plug, or you should have revamped it. I mean, you had plenty of warning. They told you fanboys were on the boards, everywhere else sitting there going like, "I don't want to see this movie. I'm not going to see this movie." Same thing with the Fantastic Four. I don't want to see, you know, they Nothing against Michael B. Jordan, right? But making him Sue Storm's brother, that was just forced upon. That was just forced. I don't know what they were thinking. I truly don't understand that. And then you put poor Josh Trank in the middle of that. Here's your team. Make the movie. It's like this is not a team. This is not the Fantastic Four. How am I supposed to do this? Johnny Storm is not black. He's white. I just felt really bad for. I feel really bad for him, and he's not made a movie since. I don't think. Oh no, he made one of the movies since then. I think he made that. I think he did the John Travolta Gotti movie, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that. Um, let's see. Yeah, he got his career got rolled. I felt really bad for him. That Fantastic Four movie lost his ass, but it wasn't his fault because that's not, it's like they're the ones sitting there telling you about the casting. We're gonna make this a diverse cast. Okay, well, create your own superhero team and do that. There's nothing wrong with that. If you want, hell, Marvel has plenty of minority superheroes. Pull the trigger and put one in and make a movie, build a movie around it. Without the Blade movies, you wouldn't even be here doing these movies. Get it? I mean, yeah, they really should have. But it just smacks of irony that Marvel, trying to force when they didn't have to. Um, I think it was. Let me see if what other movies Josh Trank did. I know he did Chronicle and I know he did Fantastic Four, but I want to sit there and say there's one other movie that he did and that failed really bad, and I think that's been it for him. Okay, Capone. He did Capone. That's what he did. Okay, it says he has two other movies coming up. As a writer, he's doing Send a Scare, and then The Rise of Theodore Roosevelt in development. So yeah, he did Chronicle, and then he did Fantastic Four, and then he did Capone. Oh, I think Capone had Tom Hardy in it. That movie, yeah, and that's been really been it for him. Yeah, that's that's the that's the movie he did. But I can't blame him for the Fantastic Four. I just can't do it because I don't think that was his call as far as casting goes. I think that casting was forced upon him, and he should have just said no. He really should have said no. He said, "Nope, I'm not going to risk my career doing that." Now, the thing is, though, that he did use Michael B. Jordan before in Chronicle. That's where he got his first role at. So it wasn't that he didn't know Michael or like him so much, but it was the wrong choice to make. I mean, if Josh Trank was responsible for it, well, then he deserves the heat that he got. Look, I mean, I look, I wouldn't want anybody else to play the Black Panther. I wouldn't want to see a white guy play the Black Panther or play uh, hate monger. Oh, I have not seen any of those movies. I have the Fanatic. I have that one, but I did not get Gotti because I heard how god awful it was, and I did not get a copy of Battlefield Earth. Doctor Doom is my favorite Marvel villain of all time, and I really wanted a good, faithful live action adaptation. Yes, I yeah, I am not excited about that at all either, Professor. I think it's a horrible mistake when he came out there and did his little thing, and and like, oh look, I'm on. No, I was just like, no, I'm just like shaking my head. I'm like, that's a horrible decision. Terrible, terrible decision. I'm not excited for that at all. And they're bringing back some of the legacy characters, but again, I'm like, I like Ian McKellen. I like Ian McKellen a lot, but he's 85 years old. Uh, uh, um, Patrick Stewart's 80. Some of these guys have aged out of the roles. Why is it Michael Fassbender in here? I mean, there's plenty of ways to get younger cast members into the present. It's I'm just uh, and Doom is a good villain. He's no Thanos, but they're making some of these villains like they're overpowering them. Like Victor Von Doom. I mean, Jesus Christ, the guy was a great scientist, but now you make him everything. Now he's a sorcerer, and now he's the sorcerer supreme. It's just like the writing in comic books today is what's really killing it. It's really killing the medium because the writing today pales in comparison to the writing from yesteryear. Well, outside of Stan Lee, Stan Lee was a horrible writer. God, going back to the first Marvel books in the '60s, Jesus Christ, the dialogue in there is just who says that shit? I mean, who talks like that? Even in the '60s, who the hell talks like that? Now, I think Secret Wars, that's the bomb. That's the not it's not Doomsday, but Secret Wars. But again, it's like I'm worried about it because it's like you got to introduce the villains. There's no villains to be introduced. Yeah, I thought Endgame was bloated and slow, and I did not like Endgame at all. I like Civil War, and I like the Infinity War. I like the first half, but I mean, Endgame has some moments into it for sure. Yeah, I felt bad for yeah. Jonathan Majors has released a couple of movies since then, and one did very well as in terms of publicity. I mean, as far as well, it did well for him, and that was Magazine Dream. I wanted to see that movie. It's a shame they don't bring him back. Yeah, that was unfortunate. I was unfortunate for him. I'm not sure if he. I tell people all the time, but man, I know he was great in Creed. Um, but the movie that I saw him in that I loved was Devotion. Devotion was so good. Man, that was good. Him and Glenn Powell, that was they were great together. Really, really enjoyed that movie. It's sad, but it's a great movie. I really enjoyed it. I couldn't believe it when it popped up at the library. I was just so tickled about that. Uh, yeah, he was. Yeah, I heard that. Heard that he was great in that third Creed movie. I heard that he was. I heard he rocked it out pretty well. A Magazine Dream, he did that movie too, and he did a great job. Well, it's gonna be interesting to, Sinners is just wow. That's the one I've been impressed with the most this year as far as the box office goes. Is Sinners? It's like I thought I said, well, it's great that they were able to put a breath of fresh air into a tired genre. And people say, well, it's not really that. It's just the acting. The acting's really good, and the location's really good. I think it's a little of both. I think that you know it sort of reminds me, the vibe I'm getting from Sinners is sort of the vibe I got from Dust to Dawn. Dust to Dawn was really cool and really edgy as well, and brought by Robert Rodriguez. And I sort of got the sense that's what we're getting with Sinners as well. Um, it's doing tremendous business. In fact, I do think it's gonna. Everybody's talking about Thunderbolts. Uh, I'm with you about that, about the Marvel movies, by the way. And Thunderbolts is another example of that. Um, the original Thunderbolts movies, the original Thunderbolts, that was an exciting story. Well, that was really interesting. Here, not so much. Don't like didn't don't li- I wasn't excited for Thunderbolts. I just think it's like it's not how the story goes. Again, it's like they were villains. They're all villains when they got together. There's no villains in the Thunderbolts here. They're all good guys. Um, so and I get I don't know how I don't know it used to be where comics the movies would draw upon the comics for their stories. Now it seems like the comic books are watching the movies and then going on what the movies do, which is a disaster. I think that cripples writing. You're sitting you're reactionary. Okay, how are we what are we gonna write? Where are we gonna go with our next storyline? I don't know. Let's see what they're doing in the movies or the TV show, and then we'll do that. And it should never be that way. It should always be what they have in the comics, and then draw upon the comic story. Any holy well, I would shit, anything by ISC is good for me. Um, yeah, I like to get stop motion. That's an IFC movie. I like to get stop motion. I've heard nothing but great things about that. Um, I would like to get I'd like to get the fourth season of Haven. I know, funny, right? I'd like to get the fourth season of Haven. Um, I got four of the five, and I like the show. But the fourth season is was a short run. They didn't make very many of them. In comparison to the other ones. Um, let's say every season got 30,000 copies made. Well, Haven season 4 got like 10,000 copies made, and so it's very hard to find, and it's very expensive to get, even when you do find it. Uh, let's see what else is there as far as that goes. Um, oh, I like to find the fifth. I like to find the fifth season of Person of Interest. I like to get that. Um, I like to find. I missed out on this. I slept on this. I'd like to get seasons 1 and 5 of the Twilight Zone. I got the first three from the Hamilton book, but I slept on the other ones, so I lost out. Uh, what about you, Professor? You got anything? You got anything that you're looking to get? I'll be happy to trade with you. I got doubles. I got a lot of doubles. Oh, that guy Mike sent me a note. Yeah, he did a nice job yesterday. Mike's DVDs and Blu-rays did a nice job. That was a good interview yesterday with physical media man. That was a good interview. Fun chat too. the chat, the chats are always. It's always a fun to make a chat. Make people laugh in the chat. All right, 327. Oh man, what two seasons of X Files are you missing? What seasons? I have not seen a single copy of the X Files through the library. Not one season have I seen. That's astounding to me. That shocks the shit out of me. But it's true. I have not seen a single season of the X Files. Not once. I have not seen Videodrome either. But I can understand that because that might be out of print or Criterion. Seasons 2 and 5. Okay. I will keep my eye out for those. But like I said, I'm shocked to tell you. Holy cow! Look who's here. That's right, blowing in like a blizzard. What's going on, James? Uh, that's right. Uh, Seasons 2 and 5. I will definitely mark that down for sure. Well, you know what you got to do, James. In all honesty, you should make sure that whenever you do your videos, right, your lives, dude, man, even if you have water in the cup, even if you have water in the, have a DQ cup, have a DQ cup with you, and talk it up a little bit. Shit, you might be surprised. Yeah, I'm going to. My June is stupid though, James. My June is absolutely it's yeah. I'm crazy busy. I'm yes, that's what I'm talking about. I think I'm gonna get blizzards today myself because I've talked my voice out. Um, Actually, I'm probably gonna go to Kroger today. They're selling their half gallons for $2, so that's a much better deal. I can make my own blizzard by what you do is you get the ice cream. I get vanilla bean or I get 50/50. Then you get yourself some milk, and then you put the ice cream in the cup, and then you pour milk over it, and then you eat off the sides of the ice cream because it crystallizes. So good. Dr. Pepper. Just keep just whenever you go live on a show, Professor. Whenever you do it live, or when you do your Instagram, just feature yourself with the can of Dr. Pepper. I got lucky this week. My brother reached out and he sent me 2 bags of Seattle's best coffee, which is basically it's sort of generic Starbucks. It's like a level beneath Starbucks, but I love it. And he sent me two big ass bags of it. I mean, like 20-ounce bags. And I'm going, that's a lot of coffee. That's a lot of coffee. But good thing I had plenty of ice cubes and big cups. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get any money out of this, Professor. But I did try. I did try. Um, God, 3.5 hours, man. Not one thing. I hope they have better luck than I do. Jesus Christ. I thought about doing videos of me drinking the different flavors, but let's say my getup was not made for drinking. I can't even get a straw through my mask. Oh, that's too bad. You needed one of those Rey Mysterio masks. Where your mouth and your chin's exposed, but the rest of your face is covered. That's what you need right there. But I would dig James trying to do that for Dairy Queen. Why not? Why the hell not? That would be actually be a lot of fun. I should actually talk to the guy from my store and see if he'd do an interview with me. I bet he'd do it. It's the hardest. That's the hard. People ask about the hardest people to get on this show. Small business. Jesus Christ, you can't get them on for nothing. Let's see. Dude, that would be cool, man. That would be cool. I'm telling you though, because you got your new video camera, you got your new setup, and then what you do is you go ahead and say, hey, this stream is sponsored by our good friends at Dairy Queen. You show the Dairy Queen cup, make like you're eating off of it or whatnot, and then you do the interview, or do the interview. It has to be PG though. That's the only thing. You have to be PG. Like couldn't use any curse words or nothing like that. But you make it family friendly, and then you send it to him. He said I would send it to him through Instagram or something like that. Um, yeah, the cookies and cream. I tried the confetti cake, James. I thought that was pretty good. Yeah, yeah. I'm only gonna be on for another 25 minutes, Betty. I didn't get anybody to donate. I, I'm still leaving it up, and might come back and try again Monday. I don't know. I don't know. I thought you know what? Just people just don't. They just didn't show for the pop ups. But I don't know how. Yeah. Let's see. I get their new triple chocolate parfait. I wanted to try the brownie one, but that one they have here has nuts, and you can't have that. Yeah, dude. I would just do. I just to make it your home. Just do the homemade one. Go to Kroger or Safeway, and you get yourself vanilla bean and milk, vitamin D milk, and then you pour it into it, and you don't mix it up. You mix it up just a little bit, and then you just eat off the sides of the ice cream. I'm telling you, it's the best thing in the world. It's probably the only way I know that I don't have diabetes, because I don't think I could eat that and still stay conscious. And then I do 50-50 with vanilla ice cream and orange sherbet. That's also really good too. But that vanilla bean is that's just poison. That's that's straight ice cream heroin right there. It's like, woo. Uh, I don't. You know what? That's a good thing idea. That's a good idea too, Professor. I do root beer floats once in a while, but I like the milk. I'm hooked on that. Um, I my next short's gonna be when Eric sends me the movie that I'm supposed to be watching. Um, whatever he sends me that, then I'm gonna do a 3-minute short saying that I've been tasked to review this movie, and my review will be out in a week. Yeah, we're doing Sharks versus Schlock 2 this year. And so I'm gonna be sending him 4 bad shark movies, and he's sending me 4 bad schlock movies. Um he says his goal is to make me cry. I shed a tear last year when I got Leprechaun, but he shed tears too because I gave him Sharks in the Corn. So, and Santa Claus. See, Wendy's got a lot of new flavor Frosties. I've had the chocolate caramel crunch that was that was not that was diabetes causing for sure. Let's see. After watching Leprechaun's game, every movie is going to look like a goddamn masterpiece. No doubt about that, man. I tell you, we found the UK's worst director, Louisa Warren. I talk shit about her all the time. I have no problem at all talking shit about her. She's a horrible filmmaker. She should just stop doing them. Terrible, terrible. God, she's like she's like Dustin Ferguson bad. Except their movies, except instead of making 35-minute movies, hers make you suffer for an hour and a half. Oh Lord have mercy. Oh, that Leprechaun's game, that Leprechaun's curse is like, oh, that's some bullshit. See, that's when people start thinking that, wow, The Room is a really bad movie. You think The Room is bad? Have you seen anything that she's done? Makes Tommy Wiseau look like a freaking, like Orson Welles. No, that's not going to ever happen. Never going to happen. Never, ever, 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 ever. Oh my lord! I still want to interview Brett Kelly, but I don't think he'll. I don't think he'll come on. I've asked him. I've asked him like 4 or 5 times, and he's sensitive. He's sensitive. I mean, we couldn't even. I don't even think I could have fun with him because I think he'd take it personal. So I won't have him on the show. I'd love to have him on the show, but no, he will. But my Brett Kelly will be making a guest appearance. Whenever I send Eric his new movie to watch, it's gonna be from me and Brett Kelly. Dude, everything she does is bad. The very first movie I did for Dollar Theater was The Scarecrow, and that was one of her movies. I didn't know if I could get away. I thought, well, you know what, Dollar Theater, it was a good idea, but after everybody comes over to watch this movie and tells me to fuck off, that'll probably be the end of it. Nobody's gonna come back over and watch dollar theater. What's that you say? What's dollar theater? Let me send you the the playlist. What I should do is I should sit there and say, anybody that comes by here, what you could do is you can go ahead and like make a donation and then watch a movie. So here's my dollar theater playlist. We're up to 133 movies. Um, we're pretty happy about that, actually. To tell you the truth, I'm tickled. Uh, we got next Monday's movie reviewed. Um, we're doing a Teen Titans Go and Superhero Girls, Mayhem in the Multiverse. I think people might be surprised by my interview for that, my review for that. But we did Rodan. Rodan did pretty good for us. I was pleasantly happy. I'm pleasantly surprised. But I was actually pretty surprised that I thought I did a good job with that documentary too, but man, I was like shocked to shit to see that YouTube did not promote that at all. Did not showcase that at all. I see my other videos out on they're pushing my other videos out there, but they didn't push that one. I was a little surprised by that. 3:43, so 17 minutes. Oh, I have no voice left. Yeah, I love them. I do. I think I think they're so much fun. They're really, yeah. I like the one with the pie song. The pie song is life. I made me laugh so hard when I saw it. I used to drive my friend Catfish. He used to drive him crazy when I sit there and tell how good that show was. He just couldn't stand it. He's like, "How can you say that show's good? The first one was so great." I said, "Well, so's the second one." It's just, and you really can't argue about it because it's the same voice cast. They're just, I mean, how can you sit there and complain about it when they're not? Yeah, Teen Titans goes, and then and the video for they did a video for the theme song for the first Teen Titans, and that was really good too. That was really cool. I liked the video was fire. I had uh, like, oh god, the guitar player from yeah, God, I forgot his name already, but he was in the video too. Yeah, Teen Titans Go is very silly. That's definitely yeah, that's a lot of fun. I miss Andrea Romano though. I admit. I mean, she was a great voice actor director. I mean, DC doesn't have the success without her. I totally put that on her. The reason why DC's animation absolutely rules. It rules. It rules animation like Marvel rules the theater. Um, DC and Marvel, they're pretty even when it comes down to the live action TV shows. I say they're pretty even. That's pretty, I think Marvel's gotten better at it. But DC, like the Arrowverse, I mean, that's just classic right there. I mean, it's just they could do no wrong. Green Arrow, Flash, Black Lightning, Superman, and Lois. Um, the Legends of Tomorrow. I mean, they're all great series, and even though the Infinite Crisis wasn't, actually correct, but it was so ambitious. I dug it. I really dug that. I thought they did such a nice job with that and getting everybody. I mean, they had Smallville on there. They got Tom Ellis from Lucifer to pop in there to make an appearance. I thought it was so ambitious and so well done, for the budget, they had. And I'm down with it. I was down with it. See, pop quiz hot shots. Best Batwoman from the Batman TV show. Julie Newmar, Eartha Kitt, or Lee Merriweather. Oh, that's not even fair. Julie Newmar. Julie Newmar she was amazing. Though I do like Eartha Kitt. Eartha Kitt would be my second choice, and then Lee Merriweather would be third. But no, Julie Newmar all day long. In fact, I would sit there and say Julie Newmar, then Michelle Pfeiffer, as far as being a Catwoman, then Eartha Kitt and Lee Merriweather. I thought Michelle Pfeiffer did a great job too. Uh, I didn't see Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman, but she looked really small. She looked like she was like 5'1" or 5'2", and it's like, yikes. Yeah, Julie Newmar she was cool as hell. But if you're looking at the DC girls, as far as that goes, live action DC girls, I, I think you have to go with you have to go with the two Wonder Women, Gail Gadot and Linda Carter. I go Linda Carter first, then Gail Gadot, and then Julie Newmar as Catwoman. Um, Shout out to Jill St. John, the only person ever to die on Batman. The show. Boy, that was a surprise. Wow, I think everybody was surprised with that. Or they killed off Jill St. John. I know, I was. I was like, what? They killed her, or she? I guess she fell into the nuclear reactor. Like, gee willikers. But I can't really get into Wonder Woman 84 though. I just can't do it. It's too uncomfortable. It's like, wow, if a male had done that with the same storyline with a male, oh my lord, we never hear the end of it. You never hear the end of it because it was so damn creepy. And having the woman do it, I was just like, wow, I'm this is broken. And honestly, it should have cost Patty Jenkins her job, and it did. DC said nope. James Gunn said nope, and he made the right call there. I definitely say that. Removing her from the Wonder Woman series was the right call. I couldn't trust her with another script. I couldn't trust her after she gave that Wonder Woman 84. I can't think of. I just trying to think of, like, when's the last time I ever saw a script like that, and mainstream script like that was just blatant sexual assault, blatant by the lead, and it was okay. we're supposed to say, "Oh, that's okay." I can't remember that. Uh, yeah, Linda Carter was amazing. That's the only thing I liked about about '84, and I made and it really, 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 really sucks because they had her coming out at the end credits. She did the little post credit scene, and it's just like, wow, if they do another Wonder Woman, maybe Linda Carter will have a role in it. And so you got excited for that, when you heard about it. Then you saw the movie, and you're going like, oh, there's no way in hell they're getting another movie made. And no, Patty Jenkins just shot herself. She pulled she pulled a Josh Trank. She just it was just a horrible job. And she lost. She lost her place. Yeah, yeah, they both have aged really well. The only thing that got me was Linda Carter thinking that she was a singer. I've heard her sing before. I I just she was great as for like a supper club singer, but as far as like a touring singer, I didn't think that she had the chops to. And there's clips of her singing on YouTube, during the '70s and '80s. Ooh, eek, not the best. She had a very small range, and she just, and she couldn't project her voice very well either. She was more, like I said, a supper club singer. Like, the smaller the room, the better she did. Like you couldn't put her on a stage and have her sing. Um, she just couldn't. She didn't have the voice for it. I mean, I remember I love Patty Loveless. I used to watch. I have a few of her records too, and I went and saw her play with uh, uh, Colin Ray and Sarah Evans, and Sarah Evans opened the show up, and oh my God, she just she made Patty Loveless look like she was just like starting out. Her voice was so much more powerful. I mean, really powerful. That's why I see Linda Carter. She was pleasant, but she's not a belter. She's not a singer. She's not a singer, not a pop singer, or I'm not even sure what kind of singer she was. She- Lounge singer, I guess. I mean, I wouldn't book her. Um, I'm just being honest with you. I wouldn't book her outside of a small, like a jazz club. I'm not sure she could sing jazz, but that's the only place I could actually feel like I could book her in. She wouldn't. Yeah, yeah. It's just type in Linda Carter singing and prepare to be underwhelmed. She's Wonder Woman, but not Wonder Singing Woman. All right, boys and girls, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. It's 3:55. Um, I want to thank everybody for coming out and hanging out with us. And um, mm, like I said, I probably picked the wrong time to come out here and do this. But at least I got you guys come out here, and we're going to go ahead and leave this up and promote it again, push it out there. If you guys can come back here and to donate to Gory, the links in the description box. Anything you can donate helps out a lot. They'll be on Monday on probably on Gory and Danny's channel. They're going to be live on Monday doing the same thing that we did here, and might not be done either. We might come back and do this again because I had never been shut out during a push video, and I'll be damned if this happens to me now. Um, I'm sure we can help out Gory and Danny, and I just need to go out there and push this out a little bit more. And but to Gory and Danny, who may be listening or listening later, don't give up. We haven't given up. We're going to go ahead and give it another run. Um, and we will see you on Monday, if not. And we'll be giving you a shout out on Sunday on the ISC show. We'll be definitely talking about your Monday stream. And we're really sorry this happened to you. We're going to do our best and continue to do our best to make it right by you. See if we can get you situated in a house that you feel safe and secure in, and it won't be sold from underneath your feet. Want to thank I want to thank that to our great chat, Betty J, the mighty Professor James from the Friendly Men, and Jamie Hart, of course. Gareth walked in here, and I didn't know that the professor was Gareth's nemesis. Gareth has a lot of nemesis. Uh, um, on the 27th of the month, I believe that is a Tuesday. I will be over Sunday the 25th. We'll be doing the ISC show here. We'll be talking about Devil's Gate, featuring Jonathan Frakes from Star Trek: The Next Generation. That's right. Will Riker is in Devil's Gate. Um, and I'll be hanging out with Gareth on Tuesday. On the 27th, we'll be talking about the 13th Warrior, and yeah, that'll be it for the rest of the May, and then we'll get ready for June. June is going to be busy, and next time we see each other, I'll tell you all about it. Thanks again, everybody, for coming out for the support. Peace.